Hello, followers, and welcome back to the Physical Media Show. With me tonight is Tom Connors. He'll be here real quick. He had to grab some. There you are. You didn't fall down the steps and die.
No, but the cat tried to attack me on the way up.
I thought we lost you, Tom. I thought you was gone.
It was touch and go there for a minute with the damn cat, but no, I'm good.
Yeah. You gotta be careful. Them cats, they like pop out at you like when you least expect it.
Damn right they do.
They do. But yeah, thank you for everybody that's joining us tonight. Yes, we are. It'll be okay, Tom. Say it to yourself. It'll be okay. Thank you for all joining us out there tonight. Everybody watching in the chat. Let's say hello to the chat a little bit real quick. We got Random Brad Creator, Brian Barth, Hank VP, Deleted Scenes, Tim Hayes, Cosmic Squirrel, Dan Blackroyd, and that's it for right now, I think. So hell to all you guys. I was about to say howdy because I saw Cosmic Squirrels. They said howdy, Tom. Hell to you guys.
Howdy.
Thank you all for watching and joining us tonight. Yes, we are a little bit later, but that's okay. It's because me and Tom's going to be talking about a little something when we start showing our picks. So he needed to catch up. Look, who's this guy in the chat? Runner Blaze. I'll be there in less than
You better hope that we're not done in an hour.
Yeah, you better hope.
Because there's only two of us, and yeah, let's see how long we can make this stretch.
Yeah. I see a new name. Live for the One. Hell, you say. Welcome. Hell to you. Yeah. By the way, Runner, fuck your Best Buy.
Hailing on all frequencies, yes, and fuck.
Yes.
Fuck Runner's Best Buy.
I still need to clip that.
Fuck
I've been meaning to. I've been meaning to clip you when you do that, so I can play that. So what
honestly,
do?
I could probably do it and put it on one of my buttons here. I could do something.
Oh yeah,
sure.
you got to do that. Yeah, you know what you do? I'll get a clip of like a Best Buy, and I'll get a like have a Runner's face pop up in front of it.
Yeah, there you go. And
then I'll have that
audio.
Yeah, we'll set that up. And
honestly, I don't have that much of an issue with telling Best Buy to go F itself anyway. So
not here lately anymore.
I have zero love for Best Buy anymore. Like they're really starting to piss me off in general. So
it used to be, I was there constantly. Now I just I don't care.
I've had relationships end over Best Buy, and now they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, definitely.
You spend more time in Best Buy than you do in me. Well, you ain't got hundreds and hundreds of movies and music to choose from, lady.
I mean, if you could be playing a movie while I was inside there, I mean.
Exactly. No, but that used to be a point of contention between some of my exes. It's just like, you spend way too long in Best Buy. It's like, so? You spend too goddamn long at the mall.
It happens. It happens.
How could you spend 6 hours searching for shoes? At least there's different titles and things and video games and CDs. And
multiple things.
I could even be looking for a washer for you.
Exactly. Inhaled Tyrell 72, Martin Acosta Santana, greetings. I miss Circuit City. I never really got to shop into that too much.
They're all right. They were just kind of like Best Buy 2.
Yeah.
They almost feel like it's weird. Were they a Canadian company? Does anybody know? Because they felt like Canadian Best Buy. That's what it felt like. It's like, y'all have your Best Buy. We got our Circuit City, eh?
Victor Vate says, I bet Runner picked up Doctor Strange 2 4K.
I think the only difference is I think Circuit City didn't have like microwaves and stoves and shit. I think that's about it.
I remember picking up blank CDs and DVDs from Circuit City and blank VHS tapes for various reasons. Nothing,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, Circuit City wasn't too shabby.
No, it wasn't too shabby. No. I remember going there a couple times.
What I really miss is Suncoast.
Oh, yes.
Even though their prices were outrageous, I never walked out of there without spending all my money.
That's true. What's funny is the movie I brought on last week, Take Me Home Tonight. he works at a Suncoast.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, yeah, that's right. That is totally true. I forgot all about that. Yeah.
And that was from Topher Grace's real life because he actually worked at a
Yeah.
Suncoast in high school.
Oh, I miss Suncoast. They were so cool.
It was.
I mean, yeah, it was bougie and expensive, and you'd pay almost twice as much for a tape you would anywhere else. But they also had laser discs and tapes that you couldn't find anywhere else. So that was what. And they always had collectibles, and I got a King Kong tie from there before. They always had cool shit before the internet. You know, like now you can pretty much find anything. But like, yeah.
Speaking of which, see that right there? I got that at
Evil
Suncoast.
Dead. Yeah,
I bought that at Suncoast.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. That just reminded me of where I got that from. But Brian Barth says he also got rid of 6H. Oh, yeah, he was talking about this.
Actually, before the special editions came out for before the prequels come out, I meant, it might have been after the special editions. You know, there was nowhere to find Star Wars anything, right? I actually found a Max Rebo Band shirt at Suncoast, and I remember being like thinking it was the coolest fucking thing in the world. 'Cause I'm like, you can't find Star Wars shirts no more. And I kept that shirt so long, and I swear an ex stole it from me. Oh, because what it was it was a Max Rebo Band shirt, but it was like a rock band t-shirt. So like, you know, like it had the logo and everything and had the band in the front, and then on the back it had a bunch of dates, like Jabba's Palace and all that stuff, and it had Coruscant on there, but it said canceled. That always got such a laugh from people. You could tell the Star Wars fans then, because that's the thing, we didn't know that, like, there wasn't you know, it was just Star Wars was just the 3 movies at that point, so it was just like, yeah, it was really cool to pick out a Star Wars fan in a group, because they're like, I like your shirt, man, I get it. It's like, yeah, you're a fan.
It's true. It's true.
Other people are like, why do you have a walking penis on your shirt? What is it blowing into? Why is the dick blowing a dick? It's like, that's a Max Rebo Band, motherfucker.
Max Rebo.
It's like, is that a Muppet?
Tyrell worked at Suncoast. That's cool.
Lucky.
Yeah. And
I wish I had that shirt still. That was a bitchin' shirt.
Don't you hate when you get something cool like that? It's from places like that where you'll never find it again.
You know what's sad is I think I may have actually finally threw it away, but I had this Darth Maul shirt from episode 1 that I carried forever. It had literally just started falling apart.
Oh, man.
And I think I just, like, you know, for sentimental reasons, whatever, I'm tossing this bitch now, because it's like, I have so many shirts now. It's not even funny, but yeah.
Yeah.
But anyhow,
yes,
we've got some interesting news out of Shout this week, though. That was fun.
Yes, we did. We'll talk a little bit about that. What's up, Stephen Luther? And yes, Brian Barth. I do think HBO Max will be combined with Discovery Plus, like Hulu.
There's
and
already
Disney,
a story out there like about that. There's a whole deal going down right now. There's a lot of changes going on. I haven't even had a chance to catch up with it all yet. So
it's true.
Maybe we'll talk more about that on Mead tomorrow. So,
yes, so make sure you check out Mead tomorrow night. And if you guys are looking to party and looking to be excellent, some great titles coming from Shout, Return of the Living Dead, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
No way.
Yes, Ted. And that Jack Nicholson movie, The Last Detail, which when you described that, I'd never seen it. Sounds like a really good movie, actually.
It is a good film, yeah.
I'm going to have to check that one out. That was some pretty cool releases from Shout Factory. I'm really looking forward to Return of the Living Dead and Bill and Ted.
Send more Shout Factory Blu-rays.
Yes, send more paramedics. Why do you need brains?
More police officers. I love the first Night of the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, it's a great
the second one.
It's got its moments, but it's definitely toned down.
But I love that first one. That first one's a hell of a film. And I love that it has that like connection to the Night of the Living Dead film. Because for those who don't know, me personally, like I'm not a big zombie fan in general. Like the only zombie movies I really like are the Romero zombie films. But I kind of consider these in the Romero.
Well, like
zombie films.
Like I was saying, you're not too far off. It's technically still Romero. It's just right.
Yeah, there was a whole like thing, and I know what you were trying to explain earlier. And I kind of knew something along those lines, but like, yeah, it's funky how that works out. But
it's pretty funky. Yes, we got some great Shout title factory releases coming.
Yeah. Scream. in Shout Factory.
Scream and
let's
Shout.
see.
Yeah,
And then Halloween 6, 7,
yes,
and
the
8.
Halloween 6, 7, 8. I don't mind 6. H2O I really want to get, but
6 has its moments. It just ends on such a shitty note. Either no matter which cut it is.
Yeah.
Especially after part 5, it was a step up. And dare I say, I probably actually prefer the Weinstein cut.
The producer cut,
which is the theatrical cut. Actually,
the theatrical. Yeah, I prefer the theatrical cut.
That'd be the Weinstein. That was known as the
Weinstein cut. Yeah, the producer's cut is just not. The ending is even worse on that one.
And as much as I love Alan Howarth, I'll be honest with you. By the time you got to part 6, you needed to kind of do something with the theme. I don't mind the electric guitar. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a little upbeat. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the dun 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 dun. The original, it's great, perfect. It works.
But it adds an edge to it.
Yeah, in the 6th one, that does really help when he's walking and chasing them. The little upbeat.
Yeah, and they let Michael kind of be at some of his most vicious in that film, right?
Yeah, he was. I mean, especially when he takes out everybody in the hospital. Yeah, when they're getting a baby out of there, he just.
Really, if you think of the way he takes out Jamie, I mean, that's kind of gruesome too.
Yeah, I know. And that sucks too, because I know some people don't like Jamie, but I think if they were to go back and not they can't do it, but if Blumhouse wants to do more Halloweens, they could just do Jamie's story from
from her, the funky thing about what they could have done with that. Because since it was a different actress anyway, you could, since they do like to retroactive shit anyhow, you can just ignore 5 and 6 for that matter.
Yeah, you really can. It's like I said, if
just have alternate universe, but it don't matter.
It don't matter
at that
anymore.
point when they switched the actress. I didn't care that they killed her. Right? If it was, I would have. If that was the actual actress, what's her name?
Oh yes, I know. I follow her too. She's cool. What is her name?
Is it Lindsay something?
Chat. What's her name from Halloween 4 and 5?
I want to say it's
really
Lindsay
big into horror. She's really cool.
But anyhow, if they'd had her in part 6 and they had took her out like that, then I probably would have been a little
really pissed.
That would have been shitty. But yeah, being that they didn't even get her back in it, and then later on, hearing what happened with all that shit and the shit that she went through to be in that movie and then not to be in it.
You cut out, did it? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Did you ever hear the whole story
of why she was cut out part 6?
Yeah, because they offered her minimal amount. Because the way it happens in the script, they were going to do that in the actual script before. Daniel Harris, thank you, Brian.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah. So Daniel Harris, the thing was that she was 16, I think, at the time. So they didn't want to use her though, regardless, and that's why they lowballed her so bad. Because of being underage, they couldn't shoot with her for so many hours. So she actually had her agent say, "We'll make it work. Don't worry about it." Spent twice what it was going to cost her, what they were going to give her for being in the movie or whatever it was, to get emancipated from her parents and legally become an adult so she could work the full hours, just for them to not have her be in the film.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know
that a jerky fucking
I always
thing
thought
to
it
do.
was falling out of her money and the size of the role. But
no, she came out a little while ago and she said that's exactly what fucking happened.
Big.
And so by that point they had just decided to go on without her. So yeah. I hate to insinuate anything about the actress, but maybe she did something for one of the Weinsteins. It'd be Harvey anyway. So I'm kidding. I am kidding.
Hopefully not. She's pretty cool. She's pretty cool though. She's one of the few that don't post a lot of Hollywood stuff like Hollywood people do.
No, I just thought they kind of did Daniel kind of dirty there. So I always thought she deserved, and she kind of did get it a little. She got to be in the zombie Rob Zombie remakes. So I mean, she at least got to do something. So it would be kind of cool if they do find a way for her to pop in somehow in Halloween Ends or whatever the hell the new one's called.
Or like I said, they could just go, okay, that was Halloween. That was Laurie Strode's story. We're going to go back to an alternate universe and tell the story of Jamie Lloyd.
Even if she's just like in a cameo and as a completely unrelated character. I think that'd be cool just as a nod.
True.
But could have been.
Yeah.
She should have been. They should have just had her be the daughter, just playing a different role. But I'm sure it would have been.
Yeah, they.
I'm sure it would have been confusing, but whatever.
Yeah, or even what's his name? I would like to see what's his name make an appearance too. What is his name? Played her son. We're going name blank tonight.
Oh, Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett. Yeah, them two.
It's like a wink, wink.
Yeah, like a wink, wink to both of these, just like standing off to the side, blinking, you miss them.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
You could have Dr. Loomis is better.
I was gonna say, what'd be really cool is if you introduce Daniel Harris as like a relative of Dr. Loomis. I was just gonna say that.
That would be pretty interesting.
Like his, I think a lot of grandniece or something like that, or his niece or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think people would like that. But we shall see. But there you go for some shout. Yeah, so Scream Shout Factory titles, and I think Dr. Loomis is better than Lori personally. Film watcher, welcome. That's nobody. And you want Prey on 4K? I hear that if I'm not too excited about Prey, but I hear that if you actually, a lot of people watch it, they actually are considering putting it on a disc. That's what I hear. So
there you go.
There you go. So support what you like, and you will get it on Blu-ray or 4K. Yes. So, where do you want to start tonight, Tom? You want to do the both pick we picked together, or your own pick first?
Let's do the other stuff first. You want to do it that way, or do you want to do the big one first?
Yeah, that's fine. We'll do the other stuff.
I don't care.
Yeah, we'll do the other stuff first.
Okay. This first one I'm not going to have too much to say on anyway.
Okay, go ahead and
because I've shared the several versions of Dune that I have, right? Well, I recently imported this to finish off my collection of Dune because the Koch, or however you pronounce it, box set that I had did not have this version in it, which is the 3D version. I don't think you can tell from here. I mean, it's got a nice book and everything, whatever. So,
nice,
but I can't recommend this, unfortunately. The 3D is horrible. It's not even really 3D. It's like it makes it look like you're watching it on like a Cinerama dome. It's just flat. It's like. What is this?
We'll just say it's 3D.
Not a 3D transfer. It's not a 3D transfer. It's just a weird thing. Like my TV would probably do a better job of doing the fake crap. It's a 2D version. So unfortunately, even though I completed my Dune collection, I cannot in any way, shape, or form recommend the 3D version of Dune from the German import.
Did you watch the TV miniseries from Sci-Fi Dune? Did you?
I have not yet, but I do have it on Blu-ray. I just haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I heard that was hard to find for a while.
Yeah, I got the newer version that just came out not too long ago. That was an import. That is a little bit better quality, I guess, than the other version that was out before.
Yeah. I can't speak on this, but Tom can. Lynch's Dune or Villeneuve's Dune, which is better?
Villeneuve Favre's Dune is probably the more accurate to the book. As far as the production design and the cast and all that kind of stuff, I prefer Lynch's Dune, but pending them really mucking it up in a sequel at this point, I think when it's all said and done, I think Villeneuve's Dune is going to kind of... It'll be like the Lord of the Rings kind of taking its place and its mantle as the definitive version of Dune. So, I mean, we've had several different versions of Lord of the Rings over the years before we had, Lord of the Rings, but they were like not as well known. And the Lynch Dune is being a little bit well known. It's a little bit more difficult, but I like having both. So
there you go. It's good to have both,
I would say that Koch release, or the Koch, however you say it, Koch is how it's spelled. If you can get your hands on that bitch, because it is tough to get your hands on, I guess. But I thought I heard some rumor that they are going to release just like a disc only version, where it's just in a regular packaging, because it has like 5 or 6 discs or whatever in it. But the plus side of it is it's the 4K version of the movie, the theatrical cut. It has the TV cut, the Spice Diver edit, a shit ton of special features, and the soundtrack and stuff. So, that's another thing I got with this. I got another soundtrack.
How many soundtracks of Dune do you have right now?
2 or 3 at least, if not more. I can't remember now. I might even have it on LP to boot. So, yeah. And it's not like any of them add anything really extra. And I think the version I have digitally that I downloaded is like the extended cut that I missed years ago, but like, yeah. So actually would have like 5 if you count that,
Yeah.
or 4, at least 4 or 5.
Tim Hayes wants to know, is any foreign releases of Dune? That's all regions?
This 3D one was all regions.
Oh.
They played in my regular player, but I just can't recommend the 3D conversion because it's technically not a conversion. It's like they literally, like, it's like you're just looking at a curved screen is what it looks like. And I'm just like, I can't watch this. This is horrible.
No.
And I even fast forward to see if it changed at all, if it was maybe just something, wonky in just a couple scenes. But no, it was the whole, it was like that. There's no separation between any of the characters in the background, basically. It's all just one flat screen still.
That's crazy.
Yeah, considering I spent this is the funky part. I got the disc pretty cheap. It was only like $15.
Right.
But the shipping was $15. So I basically paid as much for the shipping as I did for the movie. So.
The movie, $30 in total. Dan Blacker says, is it likely the Dune sequel will survive much longer?
Oh yeah, it's going into production.
Yeah. Film Watcher, I've never seen either Dune, which I really need to, but I hear the new one's really good. So, have you seen the documentary Jodorowsky's Dune?
Yeah, a while ago.
I've been really neat. I like my list of stuff I need to watch is like so long.
I mean, his version of Dune would have been batshit crazy.
Yeah,
I think it'd be an interesting project to see some people get together and do like an animated, conceptual kind of thing of what his Dune could have been. But outside of that, I think we were better off without it because the guy's a bit of a nut.
Yeah. But
and the story and the design got reused later on anyway, so some of the elements that they added to it. So
I guess it works in some cases, huh?
Yeah, they made a comic book or something like that after.
That reminded me, like you mentioned, the Lord of the Rings. I have the Hobbit cartoon on DVD, and somebody said it's not got the same sound effects or something as the old VHS.
Yeah, there's something. Yeah, I heard about that. And they have an HD version of it for digital, but they've never released a Blu-ray of it.
Right.
So it'd be nice to be able to fix that if I could sometime. I should get myself a version of that. And I tried finding an HD version of it somewhere, but they're all kind of crappy. But,
yeah.
No, that's one of my favorites growing up. Yeah,
I like the old those old things.
I guess it's missing like some of the sound effects. You're right. Yeah,
that's crazy. I honestly didn't know that because I have the DVD and I didn't even think about it until somebody brought it up. But I was like, oh shit.
I guess there's YouTube videos out there that compare and you can tell. So.
Yeah,
I'm surprised I didn't notice either because I saw that movie so many times as a kid.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one more than the Lord of the Rings one. I can't honestly. I don't think I watched a lot of the Lord of the Rings cartoon ones when I was a kid, but The Hobbit I remember watching more than any of them.
No, that was on TV a lot, and that was also one that like the Good Times kind of video companies would get their hands on all the time.
Video treasures and Good Times.
I had at least 3 different versions of The Hobbit. I shit you not on cassette. So, yeah. What do you got for us?
All right, my first pick. This is one. I wish I had the Blu-ray of this. This is going to be a DVD. I kicked myself for not getting this Blu-ray because the Blu-ray for this movie that I'm about to show is up to like $120 now. But if you've seen any of my tweets on Friday, then you would know that I have Airheads. I have
that on DVD as well. Yes.
Yeah, I have the DVD. And
I should anyway.
Honestly, this probably looks better than the one we're going to talk about later. This quality of this.
It might.
Yeah. But Airheads, I love this movie. I had not seen it in such a long time, and it was just sitting on my shelf staring at me, and I was like,
I ain't farting on no snare drum.
Yeah, I ain't farting on no snare drum. The man wipes his ass with his record contract. I love it.
We got this idea where Pitt plays upside down in water. Or we submerge him in a tank.
Why he's playing the drums upside down
in the water or whatever.
Yeah. What's up, Peter Venkman and Heather Preston? Welcome. Brandon Brad. I had not seen it in years, and
that's actually been released on Blu-ray, but it is hard as fuck to find. I guess Anchor Bay released it.
Yeah, it was
years ago.
There's a couple Anchor Bay ones like that, and they're like $120.
Exactly. I'm gonna just wait. I'm sure it'll get some point, even though sadly that kind of went less and less now that it's a Fox title and it's under Disney.
Disney. But yeah, I was just like, I saw it. I was looking at my shelf one day and I was like, I had not seen Airheads probably in about 5-6 years. And I was like, I'm watching that. I pulled it off and watched it.
That is a classic fucking
It
film.
is.
And I'll tell you right now, Disney, I know nobody's listening, but if you are, just if you are,
yes,
I'll tell you right now, you want to make some money, do like a comedy collection Blu-ray set. Now that you've got Fox and all your classic stuff, get all the Pauly Shore movies out there, everything from Encino Man, Son-in-Law.
Yes.
Put Airheads out. All that shit. Get them all out there. And Fox has a bunch of comedies under their wing. Revenge of the Nerds, please.
That one
in 4K would be nice.
That would be nice, but that one I'm afraid what Disney would do to that.
Too problematic. Yeah. No, but that movie needs an upgrade.
It does. It really does.
So badly. There's a whole treasure trove there of things. They even have Porky's, for fuck's sake.
Oh man.
And Bachelor
They'll
Party.
Probably never release that. Poor Brendan Fraser, but hey, the movie it had
the Lone Rangers.
You're not exactly lone.
Can't pluralize the Lone Ranger. I have no idea what you're saying right now.
It took when you commented that, took me a minute to get that, and I was like, oh shit, that's what Adam Sandler said.
Yeah, got no idea what you're saying right now.
Trick question, dickhead. Lemmy is God.
And my favorite cameo of all.
Damn it, Beavis.
Yes.
We saw the Lone Rangers. They suck.
Yeah. So would you come down here today to our face?
Yeah, you suck.
It was such a good movie. It had such a great cast too, because you had Michael Richards, you had
Harold Ramis, Chris Farley,
Ernie Hudson.
Hudson, yeah. And he's got a pretty big role in it too. That's cool.
He's the guy that the police officer shows up.
Yeah.
And then you got the SWAT team guy who's like, and she finds one little itty bitty tiny skid mark in my undies, and you would thought I started World War
When you
III.
got what's his face from Scream?
Oh yeah, David Arquette's in it.
And there's a bunch of great comedians in it.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler, and Brendan Fraser, man. Yeah. It's just such a great cast. It's freaking hilarious.
Needs an upgrade.
It truly does.
Although that's not the worst looking. That's a later DVD, so it's a quality.
It looks all right. It's what I got until I get something better.
Doesn't it all have like the pan and scan and the widescreen version, or is it just the widescreen?
It's got anamorphic widescreen.
It's only the widescreen. I couldn't remember. It only has like a couple things for extra features, though, right? There's like nothing.
It's got the theatrical trailer, TV spots, music videos by Motorhead, Ice-T.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's not
much.
Guys,
White Zombie, and it's also got which was pretty funny. From what you remember, like in Comedy Central back in the day when they would air things for movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't it have like a special on there? Yeah.
Yeah, it has like it's like a fake news report on.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's some cool thing. I knew there was some cool thing on there that I'd never seen before. That was
yeah. So that's pretty cool. I hope if they do make a new Blu-ray, that gets transferred over, because that's a pretty cool special feature to have. And this
is a perfect one for Shout Select, right? Like
it is.
This is the kind of thing I think of when I think of Shout Select. If you're not talking about prestige, like if you're thinking of comedies, like this is the kind of comedy that has not gotten the attention it deserves. It got a really small, limited, seemingly release because I didn't even know it was out on Blu-ray. Yeah, and like Greg said, now good luck finding one for less than $100.
It's crazy. I because after I watched it, I was like, I wonder if that Blu-ray's gone down any.
It had to have been one of the last licensed movies that Anchor Bay did or something, because after that was around the same time that they were bought by Stars and they quit doing all the, like they used to do the Evil Dead collections and they did the Highlander. They did all that old shit Anchor Bay used to do. And actually, I believe Anchor Bay was originally either Video Treasures or the guys from Video Treasures went over to Anchor Bay. But Anchor Bay actually was pretty cool for a while there. I remember when they got into like the laser discs and shit, and they remastered Nightmare on Elm Street, and I still kind of prefer their stereo soundtrack they did for that over the 5.1 mix that we have now. But
I'm gonna start finding some laser disc. I never got any laser disc. You know that? I just went from VHS right into DVD.
Neither did I, and it's not like in some cases, especially when it comes to older DVDs. you have you run into the fact that some old, like of the latter laser discs look better than some of the DVDs because of the process. But that was because at the time they were adding so much shit to the DVDs to make them look quote unquote better on tube TVs. When we transferred up to, flat screen TVs, it just made them look worse. But like, yeah, I've heard a lot of people like stand by like, a lot of those early DVDs compared to some of their Laserdiscs. The Laserdiscs look better. But I'm sure that's just because they probably all came from the same masters and shit too and stuff like that. So,
but
because a lot of those early DVDs were literally just the same exact rip as the Laserdisc. Yeah,
it's true. It's true. Still waiting on that 4K. It's sometime this year, I believe.
I don't know what's holding it up. I really don't know what's holding it up. I wish I knew.
I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe there's some music issues they're having or something that could very possibly be, because the Queen catalog has passed. I think Disney owns it. Last I knew.
Oh, great! That's
awesome. No, they sold it to Disney before Freddie died. I think it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when they did the whole Mighty Ducks thing, like at that time, Hollywood Records was basically established and started with the Queen catalog, and then from there they progressed. I don't even know if Hollywood Records is still technically around, so I don't even know who owns that now.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. It could be a music issue. It could just be they're waiting for the remake. It could just be God knows how many number of things, but it's been rumored. I know there's been a 4K master for years. In fact, that last Blu-ray we got was from a 4K master, so it's not like it doesn't exist.
There is a listing for the 4K, I think in November on Amazon France.
Right, so, but we were supposed to get it last year.
Yeah, we were supposed to get it like a few years now by now.
Well, last year would have been the anniversary, I believe. So that's the thing that has everybody kind of scratching their heads.
Watch them, like you said, watch them end up holding off till their Henry Cavill's one comes out.
That could be, but I don't think Studio Canal has any connection to that. I'm not sure, so I don't know.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, I've not heard any other movement on it or a reason why it's being delayed. I just remember hearing a while back that it was going to be delayed, and then we just haven't heard much since. And then we just started hearing news about it again. So hopefully, that's a sign we'll get it in this fall.
Hopefully. And seriously, if anybody is listening, shout Disney, anybody, Airheads, Son-in-Law, Encino Man.
Yes.
Blu-rays, 4Ks.
90s and early 2000s and even 80s comedies, man. They're great. We're going to talk about an 80s comedy later.
Yes, we are.
Exploit that shit.
Yes.
Yeah, I can do that. The next one, we're going to go a little prestigious here.
All right.
I have a classic film from 1967 that came out in the heat of the civil rights movement. And this film is called In the Heat of the Night. And this is the new Kino Lorber 4K release of that. It has been released by Criterion before, and it does not carry over the newer special features that were on Criterion's, but it does have all the old DVD special features and stuff like that on it. So overall, that's not a problem. The picture looks great. You get the original mono soundtrack along with the 5.1 mix, which is actually pretty good. This is a great film. For those who don't know what it's about, Sidney Poitier plays Detective Tibbs,
that's Mr. Tibbs.
Well, Mr. Detective Tibbs, who's a homicide detective, and he happens to just be waiting for a train, holdover for a train in this town, and there's a murder, and of course this town is in the heart of Mississippi. Yes. And as you can imagine, in the middle of the civil rights movement, how a black man can run into some trouble in the heart of Mississippi. So yeah, the movie starts out where he begins as a suspect, but when it's soon learned that he's a detective, they let him go. But then, since they're such a podunk little town, they don't really deal with things like murder very often. They have him kind of assist, and we start to see how the city reacts to him being there, and how Rod Steiger's character Gillespie handles the situation. And it's a brilliant fucking picture. If you've never seen this movie, do yourself a favor. This is the kind of movie when I like to bring up when they're like, oh, we're progressive and we're woke and this and that and the other. It's like, bitch, please go see something like this, and you will see what an actual progressive movie is all about.
Exactly. And
Because I'll make the argument, and the thing is about this movie is the first thing you would think of is that the person who's usually being persecuted or is treated as the outsider is Sidney Poitier's character, when really it's Rod Steiger's character, if you really look at it from a certain perspective, because he's mistreated, he's not respected, because he is the most progressive man in town.
Right.
Rewatch that movie with that in mind, and if you've never seen it before, I think you. And I don't want to give too much of away. It's a great fucking film, and it's a seminal film in the civil rights era.
And I think this is sort of where Carol O'Connor came at it when they did the TV show.
Oh, the TV show is brilliant. Carol's character, Carol's version of Gillespie, yeah, he embraced that a little bit more.
Yeah, he's a little more subdued.
Exactly, and he really kind of, and actually, in fact, yeah, they do play that aspect of it up a bit more. And I actually love the series. And the funky thing about the series is a direct sequel to the movie.
Yes, it is.
It does reference that the movie happened, but they just don't specify when, which is messed up because technically it could have been in time because Carol O'Connor is actually 1 year older than Rod Steiger. But, and the name escapes me of the gentleman who played Mr. Tibbs' character, and I apologize. I think it's something Howe or Croods. I can't remember. He, on the other hand, was like 20 years younger than Sidney Poitier.
Yeah. I could tell that when I was, because my dad used to watch that show all the time, and I watch it with him, and I was like, that guy is way younger than Sidney Poitier.
And then actually watching the movie, just to kind of refresh myself, because I used to watch the show all the time in syndicate. My grandma would watch it and shit.
Yeah, what's his name? Even Apollo Creed ended up replacing him.
Yeah,
for a
eventually,
while.
Yeah. But no, the movie or the show still actually holds up pretty well too. To be honest with you,
it's great movie. It's a great movie series and all together,
Yeah, and the way it uses the race element. In fact, I'd argue that the few episodes I rewatched of the series reminded me of shit. This series made a bigger deal out of the race thing than the movie did. Exactly. If you really think about it. I mean, in the movie, there's like 4 or 5 major scenes that have to do with that, but otherwise it's just like a detective movie where these guys who don't really want to work together are working together, right?
Right.
But in the show, like almost every other scene you're reminded. They really leaned into that too in the show, but but again, that just goes to show what we've said over and over again. They've done this already. We did it in the 60s, we did it in the 80s and 90s. We've been there already. We've done this. It's
been done, but it's like Brian Bush said. Don't you know the world started in 2015?
Right,
Tom?
Exactly. So, have you ever seen the actual film in the Heat of the Night, or have you just seen the series?
I've seen most of it because of the series. Because my dad used to watch the series, and that's what I grew up on with that. So I went back and I've seen parts of the movie. But yes, the movie is a great movie. What I know and seen of it, it's a great movie. But like you mentioned earlier, I didn't even realize there was more than one sequel because I had never seen the sequel.
Oh, you buried my next bit.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
I forgot about it.
Because Runner is here now.
Yeah.
And I suppose we might as well let him have his first pick anyway.
And by the way, what's his name on the show was Howard Rollins.
There, I knew it was some Howard. Yeah. I knew I was like somewhere around there.
Yeah, I remember the trains, the from the movie, the train part. I vividly remember that part.
Well, I've noticed already in just the first few episodes, they've reused a lot of footage.
Maybe that's why I remember the train part so much vividly.
They use that same shot over and over and over. It's in the fucking intro too. But I'll tell you, this show, it looks okay in HD, but they went and did what they do to everything in HD now.
Stretched it.
They cropped that motherfucker. And they cropped it funky, because I'll tell you what, not only did they crop it at top and bottom, I went back and looked on a YouTube video, the intro. They crop it they crop off the sides for some reason, so it's like double zoomed in, and you can tell in the show all the time because it's really zoomed in too often. I don't know what the fuck they did here, but this show needs to be completely remastered because it is in HD. It looks okay if it was in 4:3. Like it's fucking supposed to be.
It's supposed to be.
Not all cropped off and zoomed in, because I checked. It is both. It is a weird fucking thing. I don't know what the hell they're doing here. It's not like those rare occurrences where you have an overscan and they actually have some extra shit on the sides that they can work with. And yeah, the cropped off version is cropped off, but it's not cropped off as bad. Nuh-uh. This is a fucking disaster, almost on RoboCop level. The only difference here is that this is at least actual HD scans, right? They got that going for them. The difference is it's so fucking zoomed in, it doesn't matter. Like, it looks almost that bad.
That's
like,
crazy.
It is annoying as piss. I can't seem to find a 4x3 version of it. I guess maybe if it's been released on DVD at some point, but
yeah, you'd have to go look for them.
By the way, Brian Barth, I watched that fucking stream.
It was it was adult talk. You wouldn't have got it.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
We were talking about classy flicks like Humanoids from the Deep.
You know what? I could have told my friends I couldn't hang out with them that night, but you had to bring Robert fucking Meyer Burnett on again.
We thought you had to work.
Yeah, listen to him now.
Here, so you expect us to feel bad for you now? That's not going to help.
You hung out with your friends. We hung out with our friend.
I hope you got laid because,
Motherfucker.
What's up, Killed Geek? Glad you're here.
I had to work today. I was hanging out with friends last week.
You snooze, you lose. We were nice to you at least. On the night you worked, we didn't have anybody else here now, did we?
Yeah. See?
Well, why didn't you? I don't know.
Well, I tried, but because we knew you were going to be gone for like an hour. But we were nice and moved the show back for you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
And Dan, it has nothing to do about my fucking Best Buy. I didn't even go this week.
Well, that would be funny if it was because of you stuck at Best Buy.
That would have been great.
What's going to be really funny is he's going to come back one of these days and he's going to be like, I got a job at Best Buy now.
Yeah.
I low-key do want to work there just so I can get a discount.
No, you don't. They suck.
I
tried getting a job there.
I don't give a fuck if they suck.
I think you work on commission in most areas and outside of the one part, but I could be wrong.
Tom, I worked at a fucking McDonald's. That was horrible.
At least they pay you if you don't sell any fucking burgers.
Exactly.
That's why I was wanted to work for Radio Shack too for the longest time, but as soon as I heard it was all commission shit, I'm like, fuck this noise.
Yeah.
And you had to show up for meetings and shit and not get paid. I'm like, fuck that. And they're like, yeah, and if you don't, you get paid X amount but if you don't reach that amount by your like second month working here, then you're gonna get fired. So like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Best Buy is that bad though. Like, it depends on what, I don't know. They might have changed, but like when I tried getting a job there before, I was like, fuck that too. Same thing. I was like, no way.
I don't know.
But I think that's more or less if you're working in like the phone department or the TV or computer departments and shit like that, and the washers and dryers.
Well, if there's a video, physical media department, I'd probably be down to.
That's just it. There is no more.
Yeah, not at ours.
Oh, at mine there is.
Fuck your Best Buy. I hope you got 2 picks for us tonight. So what do you got for your first pick?
Fuck your Best Buy. Fuck your Best Buy. Fuck your Best Buy. Fuck your Best Buy. Fuck your Best Buy.
I brought 4 picks with me.
Well, you're a little late, man.
We'll see what happens here because I only got so long and so many picks left.
Tom's got to do some work.
I'll show 3. Is that okay?
You do what you do.
Yeah.
It's up to Greg if he wants to keep going after I get done.
I want what you just did, Tom. I want that recorded, and I will put together a thing for whenever Time Runner mentions Best Buy, we'll play it.
You are so fucking salty about my Best Buy.
But what do you got for us, Runner?
All right. So this one I watched a few days ago for the first time, and Tom, you're gonna be super happy about this one. This is my first Criterion collection on 4K. It's my first Criterion ever that I've bought.
Dun dun dun.
And I don't know how to give this a good introduction, but Shaft.
I'm not disappointed, sir.
No.
And what did you think?
I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was good.
He's a bad motherfucker, isn't he?
Hell yeah, he is.
Shut your mouth.
But I'm talking about Shaft.
Shaft.
So's the
damn right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you know what else is a bad motherfucker? The Isaac Hayes music.
Oh yeah,
he's a complicated man, but no one understands him but his woman. Damn right. See, everybody ever see my balls? They're big and salty and brown. Oops, wrong song.
Put them in the mouth and suck on them.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. I bought this from Amazon because
It was
still
like $25 on Amazon.
That was a hell of a deal, yeah.
No, I know. So I bought it, and and you're right, Tom. It does come with the sequel,
the second film, yeah.
Yeah, right there. For some reason, the 4K was in the very below right there.
Yeah, I flipped them around too.
Yeah, I flipped them around too, but I was so worried. I was so fucking worried that I bought only the Blu-ray instead of the 4K.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, so no, because when I was waiting for the truck to come in to give me my package, I was so fucking worried because on the thing it said on Amazon Shaft Criterion Collection and it only said Blu-ray on there, not 4K. I was like, oh shit, did I buy the wrong thing? So then no. So then I looked at the the little tab thing where it tells you the 4K selection and then you can select it to Blu-ray or DVD type of thing. I selected to the 4K. Yeah. So I wasn't sure. So when I got it, I was like, oh fuck, this better be the fucking 4K and not just the Blu-ray. And then I looked and I was like, and it said 4K UHD. I was like, okay, that's good.
That reminds me of something I did want to rant about for 2 minutes. What is up with Criterion and Arrow doing a piss poor job of labeling their shit?
Right?
You cannot tell the difference between the Blu-rays and the 4Ks anymore.
Yes.
When it comes to Criterion and Arrow.
Shout and Kino do a way better fucking job with that.
I'll be honest with you, because when I saw that on Amazon and it was $25, I had to make sure it was the 4K because it doesn't label it right off the bat that it's 4K.
Well, and I had the opposite issue. I thought, what the fuck? I thought Pink Flamingos was supposed to be 4K.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a 4K master, but they just released a Blu-ray. I'm like, well, that's that was a little misleading when they announced that shit.
Yeah.
But no, on the side of Shaft, they did a beautiful fucking job at the transfer. I love the stereo soundtrack option aside from the mono. Having the sequel is a big plus. Too bad it doesn't have part 3, but part 3 is not that great anyway.
Yeah.
Part 3's the what's that one?
Shaft Goes to Africa.
Yeah, Shaft Goes to Africa. I think you can get that on Blu-ray from Warner Archive, right?
Yeah, it's like $17. Yeah.
Last I checked, it was 15.
Yeah, it might have gone down a couple bucks here and
there. You're not too blind there, deleted scenes. They aren't labeling them right anymore.
No.
You think maybe
all they do is put a sticker on them.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, on the plastic part, sometimes Criterion will have a little they'll have their logo and it'll say 4K or Blu-ray on there. And mine didn't have any sticker on it, so I couldn't tell.
Oh wow, that's bullshit. Because at least mine had a sticker, but I would have questioned the same thing. I really got to give it more so to Criterion because you guys need to do better.
Yeah,
you're packaging bullshit.
And they're
inconsistencies.
Same with Arrow. I agree.
Arrow,
yeah. Here's the thing.
At least they give you cool packages, but they need to signify which one's the 4K.
Exactly. Yeah, because them two RoboCops, the 4K and the Blu-ray,
damn near identical.
They're identical, same cases, everything.
No. The only way you can know if it's an Arrow, for Arrow, if you know when it's a 4K, it's when it's in plastic wrap and it has the HDR thing on there.
It does say it on the side on the RoboCop one, but if you're not really paying attention, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
And the MGM logo's in a different spot.
Yeah, but usually in a plastic wrap, there's a little thing in the bottom left corner where you can
the silver sticker that says HDR on it and stuff. Yeah,
that's when.
And that's kind of the same thing that Criterion does, which to me is bullshit. You guys need to do better, especially Criterion. Right. I'm not going to take away from Arrow. They do cool box sets. That's fine. Just do a better job. Put an OB on the motherfucker or an L card, whatever you want to call it, and just have it just like they normally do on movies, where. If you want to do it that way and be cheap bastards where it just kind of comes over top and let us know because, I don't like that. Because I had the same thing with all the Criterions I've gotten lately. Same thing with even Raging Bull. You wouldn't even know it's 4K. It just... And they put them in standard plastic cases and then you turn around and Pink Flamingos is in a slip case. And then don't even get me fucking started on the whole fucking Citizen Kane thing again. But overall, though, I got to give him credit for at least giving us the 2 movies in one package. It's a pretty nice deal.
That is good. It's a good deal. And Runner said he'd BRB, so I guess we'll go on to
your turn.
It's my turn. And I got for my last 2 picks here. It's some Mill Creek titles. Yes, our friends at Mill Creek. Sometimes it sucks having to buy from them, but sometimes you find stuff you want. So my first one is an 80s horror thriller from director Sean S. Cunningham, and that is The New Kids.
I think I got that one.
Yeah, it stars Lori Loughlin, Shannon Presby, James
She's a criminal.
Yeah, she's a criminal. I love the joke about what Bill Burr said about it.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I don't think.
He's like, they asked him about the college scandal, and he's like, he absolutely loves it because they cheated to get their kids in, but none of the kids flunked out. They all did the classes and took the courses. So he was saying it's basically just hard to get into college. It's a good joke.
Oh,
I can't say it like him, but yeah. But yeah, James Spader's in this. Eric Stoltz. It's all right. It's not bad. I've seen better movies. I dug it. It had its moments.
I remember it vaguely from a kid, but I haven't watched the Mill Creek disc.
Yeah,
yet, so.
the Mill Creek, it's as good as you expect from Mill Creek. So, it's not.
Their name should be Shit Creek. Let's be real.
It's a shit creek over here in Mill Creek.
The Kill the Geek, the Mill Creek, and all of us, we all have a love-hate relationship with them.
They're lucky they're cheap.
Yeah, this was only like...
They're like a cheap date. It's like, fuck. She's horrible in bed, but at least I only had to take her McDonald's. I'm just kidding.
This was like $5 maybe. I don't even remember.
That is probably the best analogy for Mill Creek.
It's sexist as fuck, but yes.
Yes,
the best thing I could say about Mill Creek is their Street Fighter Steelbook is.
Oh my god, that's horrible!
It is, isn't it?
That makes it look like a fucking like a Lifetime fucking movie. What is that? The Hand That Rocks the Cradle Part 3?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And you know what? You're not too far off of it. It just could almost have been a Lifetime movie if it wasn't for the blood and the gore.
Look, Sean's a weirdo. Gore. Let's be real.
That's real.
He's not a very talented director. He's an idea guy. He fancied himself like one of those guys who could do what like Corman and shit does, and he just never could. But bless him and for trying. And Shit Creek, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, if they want to sponsor us, I'll gladly take their sponsors. I'll talk about their movies.
I'll take the Shit Creek thing back, but I'm going to be completely honest about their scans. And I get it. It's not their fault. I've said it before.
Stuff from them too.
I can honestly admit that I'm sure it's probably not their fault. They get what they get, right?
Yeah.
They probably have absolutely no fucking power over what it is. But they could go that little extra step. And they have here and there with a few titles. Like the Street Fighter one and... there was another one just recently we talked about. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, Hearts and Souls with Robert
Hearts and
Downey
Souls.
Jr.
They did go a little extra step with, and I give them credit for that, right?
Right.
Yeah,
but let's step it up just a little bit more.
The Street Fighter one was the only one I watched from them.
Yeah,
and I still haven't checked to see if that's the same scan. I'm assuming it is. Sorry.
No, good. There's no special features on this one at all. It's just a movie. But for those curious of what the movie is technically about, and also this has Tom Atkins in it. And how...
Okay, I'll watch it.
Listen here. This is not really a spoiler because it sets up...
Does he drink beer and fuck women?
No! You fucking...
God damn it!
You got Sean S. Cunningham, and you get Tom Atkins, and you kill him off in the first 10 minutes of the movie off fucking screen.
Oh, fuck this movie. Never mind. I'm going to go burn my Blu-ray of it right now.
So essentially, the plot of the movie is...
Can you record it, Tom?
Too late. It's dead.
Oh, damn it.
Those cardboard covers burn up pretty quick, I guess I found out.
I can just imagine like Tom like recording him like burning like a Blu-ray or whatever, and he's like, burn, bitch. He's like,
they don't burn very well.
Seriously.
Just get firewood.
You know what's funner is if you get like an old microwave and you take it outside and you plug it in, you put one of those bitches in a microwave and they blow up.
Hey, Tom, this is what you do. Firewood, old newspaper, lighter fluid.
Yeah. But then it looks like
that.
you're doing something nefarious. At least if I got a microwave out there, somebody's just gonna go, "What the fuck are you doing?" Oh, cool.
And then enjoy yourself. But for a plus side, you can enjoy some s'mores in the meantime.
Well, yeah, that still looks pretty sus.
But this like okay, so Tom Atkins, which his name is like
How
third
does he
in the
not
Philly.
drink beer and fuck me? This is not a Tom Atkins movie.
It's not good.
He dies.
He plays
It's
a
not a Tom
United
Atkins
States
movie.
colonel. He's a colonel, and his kids are Lori Loughlin and the guy you saw on the cover. Him and his wife go to meet the president, and that's the last time you see him. And then they get a call and say, "Guess what? Your parents both died in a car accident."
Jesus.
Yeah, and then
Wow.
they're sent.
Oh yeah, you know what? I think I kind of remember this now that you said that.
And then they're sent to live with their uncle, played by Paul
yeah.
from the Lois and Clark TV series,
Yeah.
and in Florida. And then James Spader takes a liking to Lori Loughlin, and he tries to ask her out, and she says no. So he pretty much takes his gang of redneck coke dealers and fucks up their life.
I think this was on cable all the time too. This is one of those.
So yeah, it's one of those.
I got a proposition. We need to make a movie with Tom Atkins.
Oh, definitely.
We're gonna call it Beer and Fucking Chicks. The whole movie's just gonna be about him drinking beer and fucking chicks.
Real quick before anybody said anything.
Then I offer her a sip of beer, and there we are in bed. Just like that. It's that easy. Because I'm smooth.
This is the movie we need.
That's what we need.
Motherfucker's still alive, and he's looked pretty goddamn good for his age.
I know, you can still get your mom and your sister at the same time.
Hells yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Let's make a movie about the dirty old man in town.
That would be awesome. Right there, buddy. Beer and boobs. That's all you need.
That's the title.
That's the name
Beer
of my
and
B
boobs.
movie I'm gonna
Directed
make.
by John Carpenter.
Yeah.
John Carpenter's Beer and Boobs. He's really just given up, hasn't he?
I'd watch that in a heartbeat.
I would. The Atkins Diet, yes. Tagline, I'm smooth.
The Atkins Diet. Eat lead, fucker. It consists of a lot of lead.
Oh, yeah. It was an all right movie. I had fun watching it. It was fun.
With Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Adrienne Barbeau.
Oh, don't bring up Adrienne
And that
Barbeau.
chick from Halloween 3.
Yeah. Yeah, the hot chick that he
sorry.
bangs instead of trying to save kids.
I think Adrienne Barbeau is a better fit than Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm sorry.
But yeah, it was a fun movie. It was
listen,
all right. It had moments, but yeah.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. Speaking of Jamie Lee Curtis, I rewatched Everything Everywhere All at Once. She makes a damn good villain.
Coming hard this winter.
Like she makes a better villain, honestly, acting wise.
Happens.
Really hard.
Really hard.
Now drink some beer.
You know what? Just
next on USA. Up, 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 all night.
See, Grace, now that's not annoying.
exactly.
Right.
So it turns out my reporting has been a bunch of bullshit for the last year.
Oh, yes, it has.
Scrub my Twitter.
Remember, oh my God, it was so funny. Like her tweet about this Batgirl stuff isn't true, and then she replies on her own tweet saying, "Oh, it's true." It's like
newsflash.
It's like your sources are shit.
Yeah, this is
Zaslav's chopping some shit.
Yeah,
Grace Randolph. If you're listening to this is why people are following people like Mikey Sutton more.
She ain't listening to this channel. We're too good for her.
Yeah, true.
Are you kidding? She's crying into a pillow somewhere right now.
She's crying to a pillow, and Mikey Sutton's.
She probably has one of those creepy Nick Cage pillows.
She probably has a creepy. No, she has a creepy John Cena pillow.
That was probably not to spoil this because I think you or wait, I think you've seen it, Renner. Did you see the unbearable massive weight of talent yet?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so you've seen it. Okay,
Yeah.
Craig, one of my favorite bits in it is, let's just say there's a character who has a shrine to Nicolas Cage, and Nick's like going through it, and he's just like, "Oh wow, that's so cool," and he's like naming all this stuff from the movies, and then he walks by that fucking pillar and he goes, "That's creepy," and he just kind of wipes it.
Who's next, me or Tom?
That was
That's funny. I have to see that movie. I've been wanting to see that forever.
That was like one of my favorite bits.
That's creepy. That's a good Nicolas Cage.
That's creepy. It's like, oh yeah, that's from Face Off. Yeah. He's like, oh, Con Air. Yeah. That's creepy.
That movie was really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really fucking funny. Nick fucking Cage.
No, I think it was like Nicolas fucking Cage.
Nicky. I guess it's actually spelled Kage, and I didn't notice. That's what Script Doctor pointed out to me, funnily enough.
Really?
Do you know how he took that name? Do you know where he got that name from?
Yeah, from whatchamacallit, the comic book character.
Luke Cage. He took it from Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, yeah.
Oh, seriously? I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Oh, he's a huge comic nerd.
Oh, yeah. His real name's Nicholas Coppola. He's related to
he's Francis Ford Coppola's nephew.
Yeah, I knew that. You know what?
Sure you did.
I did, you fucking asshole. You know what's disappointing, though? I thought they were going to make a joke out of that. I thought they were going to make some type of reference of...
I'm going to be in The Godfather 4.
I thought they were going to make some...
I'm going to make him an offer! He can't refuse!
Nicolas Cage... Nicolas Cage should be in Megapolis.
Put the cannoli down. That would have been kind of funny.
That would have been.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, we'll go to you since me and Tom's got his last movie.
All right, because
I actually got 2 more picks yet, so I think.
Oh, okay. So
I think it's your turn. I think we're. Well, I got the same pick that we have together, and I got one other pick.
Okay, so I'm down to pick then.
All right, because I got 4. Well, I got 3 with me.
Okay,
right
so
now.
You need him to go again. Okay, gotcha. My bad.
Yeah, because speaking of the unbearable weight of massive talent, I have it right here.
Oh well, we were just talking about it.
He could have flashed it up while we were
He
talking
does this every fucking time.
I was gonna wait for my turn, but since you mentioned it, I'm like,
that was sadly adorable.
Little puppy dog eyes.
He's just like, I was just gonna wait for my turn.
No, like when Tom mentioned it, I asked Greg, like, hey, like, is it my turn?
You should have just turned your camera on and just been like, well, that's just funny because that's my
next
pick.
You gotta search yourself, runner.
You
Yeah,
just gotta just get in there.
This is a pretty.
That's killer.
Book. You got this one too, right, Tom?
Yeah, that's the one I showed off last week. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because this cost me like 30 some bucks or whatever.
I'm left out of the loop here. I haven't seen it.
It's great. It's great.
It's really fucking good.
I've heard really good things. It's been on my list.
I enjoyed the shit out of it.
It's awesome.
And this is probably the one thing I like Pedro Pascal in.
You know, I've heard shitty things about him as a person, but damn if he isn't a good actor. I'll tell you that much. He's good in that. He's good in Narcos.
He's pretty insufferable on Twitter.
That's what I mean. Like, he's even good in Wonder Woman 84. He's the best part.
He's one of the better parts of that, but the movie sucks ass.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna say that. But
no, that movie is dog shit.
It is, but now you guys this movie more and more.
But let's not talk about dog shit like Wonder Woman 84. Let's talk about good stuff like The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It's actually really fucking good. I actually kind of like that. They kind of joke about Nicolas Cage like buying stuff and him like, you know, being in like so many damn movies.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like that they like poke fun into that, and it is really fucking like funny. Like, and they make so many references. Like there's a part where Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal are like running away from some gang, and then they like hide for a bit, and then he tells Nick Cage if he can run all the way to this Jeep to start up, and he's like, oh, I can't run, and he's like, yeah, but it's like you ran in National Treasure and all that, and he's like. And then he was like, oh, that was a stunt double. And he's like, no, I watched the behind the scenes footage of that movie. That was all you, or something like that. He was like, all right, fine. So he just starts running. It's like,
I love when they switch shoes too. That's hilarious.
oh yeah.
I love your shoes. I like yours too.
Well, like the parts where he's like talking to his younger self.
Want to trade?
So fucking great.
I was just thinking the same thing.
He's like, you are not an actor. You are a movie star.
No, that's really good. Like I said a lot about it last week, so there's not much more I can say about it tonight.
The Croods 2 thing was also fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I got the hiccups.
I think I saw the first Croods or something or whatever. I don't know why I watched it, but like I didn't even know Nicolas Cage was
The Paddington joke had me pretty.
That was pretty funny.
And Stitches too. That was pretty good. Yeah, I don't think I've laughed as hard as I did at this movie since. Well, Beavis and Butthead, I laughed more.
I was gonna say
like,
Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a couple of good comedies in a row like this, though.
Yeah.
And you could even consider Everything Everywhere All at Once kind of a comedy as well. So
yeah, but I didn't. I think I laughed at one part and that's it.
Oh, I couldn't stop laughing at the hot dog hands.
Hot dog hands were pretty funny.
Although they should have come up with some other stuff. I'm like, yeah, that joke was funny the first time. Now come up with some more clever things that. Yeah.
I thought Jamie Lee Curtis was pretty funny in it, and that's
she's great in it. She's the best part, probably.
Yeah. Like the part where Michelle Yeoh like punches her nose. That was fucking hilarious.
Nicolas Cage is too white and straight. That's why they didn't bring him back.
Yeah, well, he's out of debt now, like he said, and he did say that Disney turned his back on him when he was down and out, so he probably won't work with them for a while.
For National.
Yeah, Treasure. Brian Barth wanted to know why they didn't bring him back for National Treasure.
It's fucking Disney. They're not gonna get Nicolas fucking Cage.
That and like
he's too white and straight.
Yeah, that and they turned his back on him. So
and he's Nicolas fucking Cage. That's why
he don't need that.
You don't need to work with the mouse anymore.
No way.
The mouse he's too good for the mouse.
Yeah,
that's true. But now you guys definitely moving that movie to the top of my list of things to watch.
Yeah, dude, that is a must watch.
It is.
It is definitely a must watch.
Like
I'll be honest though, I did laugh at Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe more.
To be honest, that might even be the Nick Cage movie might even wind up on like Netflix pretty soon or something. Anyway, just in case
really?
Like you want to spend the $30 just in.
Oh, I don't mind spending.
I could see that. I think Lionsgate did this, right?
Yeah.
But I will admit I am trying to save some money for certain releases coming because there's a shit ton coming in the next 3 months.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been buying cheaper titles.
Shout Factory's like, fuck your wallet.
Exactly. That's why I've been buying cheaper titles like you're seeing tonight than bigger titles at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm still debating on whether to pre-order the Army of Darkness set on Shout or just possibly wait until it comes to my Best Buy.
If you want any of the fancy shit, you better get it from Shout. You can't get none of the fancy shit.
Yeah, you can't get none of that.
Well, obviously,
yeah.
I'm wondering if I want to get the fancy stuff or I can just get the.
Well, I wouldn't wait too long.
Yeah, because
they sell out the first night and they added more.
And the first batch of the Evil Dead one sold out the first night.
Like the remake one.
No, the actual Army of Darkness. I'm sorry.
Army of Darkness.
If you're talking about the Evil Dead one, probably will be at Best Buy. Yeah, the only extra thing it comes with on the Shout Factory thing is a poster, I think.
Yeah.
So. Sorry, that was my fault.
No, because Greg said Evil Dead, and I'm like,
I meant Army of Darkness because the one Army of Darkness set with the steelbook, the 4K,
Like,
and the posters. That sold out the first night.
Yeah,
That
okay.
got delayed too. I
get-
forgot to mention
Yeah.
that earlier.
Yeah, it did.
I'll
It got
get-
delayed.
I'll get the Fog on 4K from Best Buy because I don't need the fancy stuff for that movie.
So yeah, just heads up for those because I forgot to mention on 4K for you. It got delayed, I think, by 2 weeks, something like that. They're saying because of the steelbook, they have to wait for the manufacturer. So
Army of Darkness.
yeah, so I don't know if that's going to
Yeah.
affect the other versions or not. And considering the way they said that, they'll probably end up releasing the other versions. So
Okay, so it's coming out October then.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more for like Halloween and shit, but yeah, September and October.
Yeah,
My-
that's what I said. There's so many great ones coming. So.
Yeah, my wallet is fucked.
It's dead, long dead, man. You know what? The Kill a Gig. If this is the Cinderella from 1977, I'm thinking about the saucy one. That movie was actually ahead of its time with the fairy godmother. So in your face, the new Cinderella that used that one guy.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So.
No, that'd be a little un-PC, I'm sure.
Yeah, today.
I got a question. Do you guys know when Top Gun Maverick's coming out on 4K?
Yeah, next month I think.
Yeah, I think it's
because it's going to be out on digital here at the end of this month.
I did see that.
Okay,
That
there
was
wasn't
one...
there wasn't like a confirmed like official release date yet. That's why I asked.
As far as I know, it's due out the same week that Thor: Love and Thunder should drop on Disney Plus.
Well,
oh, I guess it's time for a Top Gun Maverick rewatch.
yeah. Oh, and by the way, I forgot who said it, but I did not get Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness on Steelbook. That's a waste of $35.
It's oddly selling very well at my local Walmart. Like their standee is almost empty. I'm like, who the fuck is buying this shit?
I mean, the Steelbook, the Best Buy Steelbook is pretty bitchin', but only because it's like a different type of poster, like a different type of like it's at least original for Marvel, and it's not like the same damn shit where it's like all photoshopped and stuff. You know what I'm talking about, right, Tom? Like the really like,
I actually just did a whole video about all that.
Like the lame posters that they always put out. Like, yeah, but like the Steelbooks last I saw them were still there.
Yeah. And I think you're right, Steven, August 24th for the digital version, and I think it comes out on like September 3rd on video, as they were originally saying, but
like August 4th
September 6th, I think it was. September 6th, I think it is.
I was gonna say October 24th on digital, or
yeah, they're gonna drop it on VOD for like a week or two, and then it'll be on video, I believe, is the
I saw that they're selling a 4K part 1 and 2 together.
Yeah,
I might just pick that up since I don't know the first one on 4K.
I already do, so I just got the Steelbook.
I was gonna say, if you're someone that doesn't own the first one on 4K, then definitely pick up the.
Yeah, I don't have it on 4K, but I own the movie. I've seen it on the first one.
I want them to I want them to reveal the Steelbook because I have the Steelbook for the first Top Gun. I want to see I want to get the Steelbook for Maverick if I can.
Well, you have to see. But Tom, what do you got for us?
The artwork is unrevealed. That's why I asked.
Well, yeah. Well, as you kind of spoiled.
I apologize for that.
That's all right, though.
The
whole thing was I had no idea that there was sequels made from In the Heat of the Night. They Call Me Mr. Tibbs and the organization, and wouldn't you know it, Kino is so fucking cool. They're cool with a K. They included on the bonus Blu-ray both They Call Me Mr. Tibbs and the organization. So I was completely unaware that these movies even existed until I'm looking at the back of this and I'm like, 1970 sequel, 1971 finale to the... There's 2 more movies on here? So yeah, there's 2 more movies on here. So this is definitely worth it. I got this for like $15.
Sweet. For real?
So you get the first movie.
That one.
Yeah, you get the first movie in 4K, only 4K.
Yeah, only 4K.
And then on the bonus disc, there's special features, and then they have the 2 movies also as well. And it's just like, wow, cool. And They Call Me Mr. Tibbs is actually pretty good. The organization, it's all right.
It was running on Steam by then, huh?
kind of, well, it feels more like it's a story that they just kind of plugged the Tibbs character into, as opposed to like the second film feels like it's a little bit more about him and and getting to know his family and his life, you know, where he's from.
Yeah.
And it also doesn't help that, like they have Quincy Jones doing the music for the first two movies, but he doesn't do the music for the third film. Yeah. So that also kind of just loses a bit of feeling there. Because Tibbs just kind of feels more like a background, typical plug whoever in cop in the third film. For the second film, it actually, you know, you get to learn a little bit more about his character and, you know, what he does for work and stuff, where he's from and all that kind of shit. So, yeah, but they're actually pretty good. And it's kind of neat that Kino was keen to include them on this nice box set.
I tell you, man, I absolutely love Kino Lorber. They're becoming more and more my favorite every day.
I love you long time, Kino Lorber.
Now, if Kino Lorber wants to sponsor me or anything, I would be down for that because that would be awesome.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never seen. I didn't know there was three of them. I knew about the Mr. Tibbs, but I've never seen that one. Like I said, I've seen most of the originals, so and I know that's a good one. I liked it, and I liked the TV show, but I did not know there was even three of them.
I never knew there was even a sequel. Like I said, yeah, I was just completely like, huh, interesting. Like, I mean, I knew there were sequels to Shaft. That was not a surprise, but the surprise was just, Criterion was cool enough to include the sequel here. And I don't even think they really advertise it anywhere when you buy this disc that it has these other two movies on it. So it's kind of cool. Yeah. I mean, they're not the best. I mean, they're typical standard Blu-ray quality. So, I mean, you're not like nothing to write home about, but I mean, you know, just to have them, and considering I don't think they've ever been released on Blu-ray anywhere else to my knowledge, unless Kino may have released them separately, but I don't know, but yeah.
But that is pretty cool. That is something like, I love when you do that, like you buy something like that and you get all the sequels as well. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it reminds me of like when I buy a remake or something like that, or a movie I didn't know was a remake, and they include like the old black and white original and shit, and you're like, oh, neat. And not only did I know it didn't exist, I get to see it now, you know? Kind of like Scarface, it was nice that in that one set they had the original and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, Mr. Tibbs was the better one, and then the last one was...
Yeah, but of course, the superior one is, of course, In the Heat of the Night. But,
yeah, definitely. But that's pretty cool.
So you were going to ask a question, it sounded like. But
yeah, I was trying to think, but it slipped my head.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I especially the fact that I didn't even know they existed. So yeah,
it's pretty cool.
So it's worth it. That one's worth it.
Was that 15 on Kino?
I think it was on the sale. Yeah.
On the sale. Damn it! I had to skip out on the sale.
And yeah, they even had it for the same price on Amazon for a while. I don't know what it's priced at now though, so you might have to wait for the next sale. Which the only thing you might chance is not having a slipcase by then.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Man, I like the slipcases, but I mean, with Kino, I mean, you get 3 movies at the price of one. You can't beat that.
Well, the only one of Kino's that I really bummed about missing out on is getting I didn't get Good and Bad and the Ugly early enough to get the slipcase.
Oh,
so I have the sequels with the slipcase, but I don't have the first ones on my shelf. You know that OCD thing?
Yeah, you'll have to go find somebody who sells slipcases to get it.
Now I'll probably just have to live without it. But it's just kind of like, God damn it. I hate it when there's no uniformity. At least I got the
Die Hard case.
Yeah. Well, and that's speaking of like ugly cases and shit like that too from earlier. Like, just like when we get those Halloween movies, I plan on just chucking that fucking case.
That little hard box.
I'll throw it somewhere because that box set that come in, that is the ugliest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Oh, the screen.
Yeah, the new one for Halloween 95 to 2002. Yeah. That thing looks nappy.
Plus, like since they're not selling them separately, you're going to have like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 separate, and then you have this weird box with for the.
Well, that's the thing. It makes no sense for me to keep one movie in the bulky box with the records and all that kind of shit. So I'll probably put the records in the big boxes away somewhere and just pull the discs out. And when I get all of them together and then just put them on the shelf next to the original box set is all I'll do.
Yeah.
But I mean, assuming they probably carry everything over anyway, the only reason to keep that box set then is just the other versions of Halloween. So
Yeah.
the remake one.
Yep. I wonder if they'll do I mean, not that I care, but I wonder if they'll do the Rob Zombies for like next Halloween.
Maybe.
Since they're like, that seems to be their thing. Like last Halloween, we got the first 5. This Halloween, we're getting the other 3. Maybe they'll do I mean, not that I really do care, but
honestly, yeah, the only way I would really buy, even in 4K, like the only maybe that would maybe get me to do it is if they had the theatrical cut and the other cut, and maybe even be really cool is if they put the original cut of Halloween 1 on there, because that was actually the one I preferred, but the one that leaked online early.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could, because I ended up importing the Canadian Blu-rays of the theatrical cuts of Halloween 1 and 2 because I can't get them here.
I know. I mean, I don't. Honestly, I can't stand the Rob Zombie movies. But I ended up buying the steelbook once for like $5. It was. I just like I don't know what came over me because I just bought it and then I'm like, oh,
well, I had before they did the box set. The original box set they did, I imported the ones from Canada because I prefer the theatrical cuts. Right. And then it was just kind of like completionary of whatever I could get of the Halloween set. Well, then they went and did that ultimate box set. Well, then now I have both versions anyway, because luckily for me in that set, they just decided to include the unrated cut. So it's like, well, at least I got both versions now.
Yeah, there you go. But Runner, what do you got? Do your pick before me and Tom
Although
do ours.
H2 shouldn't be watched by any human being, but...
Yeah, H2 is fuck that movie.
H2O?
No, H2.
H2, Rob Zombie.
The Rob Zombie
yeah.
H2.
Oh, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard that one.
Yeah, fuck that movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so this movie it's another recent one I watched. This one's from Arrow actually. That's 4K. I don't know. It's a good movie. It's a good romance movie, I guess you could say. It's a Tony Scott film. I think I pretty much gave it away already. It's true romance.
Oh, you bastard! I've been meaning
better
to
than a
pick
bad romance.
Rah
rah, ga ga ga.
I've been meaning to get that one for a long time. It's been sitting in my thing for a while. I just haven't put it in the cart.
Yeah, but I watched it for the first time and it's really fucking good. I enjoy the shit out of this. This is probably my favorite Tony Scott film that I've seen so far.
No, Tom, got that.
I enjoyed it more than Top Gun. Everyone.
Oh,
Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Yeah, it's better than Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Sacrilege.
How dare you?
Dude.
No, I'll give it away. I'll let that slide because it's written by Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah,
exactly. That's where I was gonna get at. Tarantino, the cast is fantastic. I mean, Christian Slater's really good in this. Patricia Arquette's hot as fuck. She was good in this too, though.
Yeah. Christian Slater's pretty good at playing Quentin Tarantino. You're right.
That Dennis Hopper's fantastic in it. I loved the
that's the big rumor, right? That's basically him in this movie.
That's him, yeah.
And there's certain elements that are kind of loosely pulled from his real life in there. And that is, of course, overly exaggerated and fantasy elements added in. But there's supposedly a story about a hooker that Tarantino fell in love with and some other shit. But I don't know how true it is. But
the father
and he had an Elvis fetish. He had a big Elvis fetish at that time.
No, but the father-son dynamic really, really got me in the movie.
Yes, he adores true romance. He does. Yes.
And
I think he said that's his favorite of all the films he's written too, to be honest with you. I swear I've heard him say that somewhere. And I think that's why there is because he does have a connection to it. I think that is him.
I mean, the movie has more than 5 N-words in it, so
I think that version in that movie is his fantasy that's his fantasy version of himself.
You can tell. They even make references to Star Trek and shit. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of been one of those soft rumors for years that
Yeah.
It's
there's a lot of
seriously
elements
him.
that he pulled from his life and put into that movie.
Gary Oldman's in it for a little bit. He's really good. Brad Pitt's in it too. Christopher Walken.
Oh yeah, I forgot Brad Pitt was in that.
Yeah, he's a lazy stoner guy. He's like, he's like, hey, you want to smoke my bong or something like that? He was hilarious. Val Kilmer was fucking fantastic for as little screen time as he had as the mentor, is what they call him, but he's basically playing Elvis.
Yeah.
I always liked you, Clarence. Always have and always will. like I mean, after seeing his performance in that, I was like, damn it, I want an Elvis movie with fucking Val Kilmer, but it's never gonna happen now. Damn it.
Just watch what's that movie that I just got? What is that movie, the Val Kilmer, where he plays a singer? Top Secret. Just watch Top Secret.
Yeah.
Watch Top Secret.
Oh, Top Secret. Okay.
Yeah. It's a comedy though.
Have you ever seen The Doors, Runner?
Yes. Have you ever seen The Doors?
Oh, for fuck's sake, my man.
I've seen The Doors. I've seen a lot of
4K
I like movies.
I know. I don't think you have a Dolby Atmos system, Runner, but for anybody who does, The Doors is a Dolby Atmos, fucking amazing Dolby Atmos mix, man.
Wait, so it's out on 4K?
Oh yeah, it's been out for a couple of years now.
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
Fuck his recut of it too. Don't worry about that one. Just watch the original theatrical cut.
Yeah.
And just remember that it's 90% bullshit, but still,
yeah,
it's a good movie. It's a good movie, and Val Kilmer gives the performance of a lifetime in it.
Yeah,
I've heard it's in my list, Tom. So don't worry.
I mean, honestly, more like 40-50% of that shit actually happened.
Yeah.
It happened a little different, probably, and then the rest of it's complete and utterly made up. But it's kind of it's one of the worst biopics ever, but it's actually a pretty good movie.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I like Val Kilmer. I'll see almost anything he's in, honestly, because he's such a good actor.
It just does a horrible job of how it paints. The biggest point of contention with most fans and the band and people involved with it was how it portrayed Jim Morrison. There's like, that is not him. Right. Like, that was not who he was. He was a caring, loving individual. Sure, he had his moments of weakness and he was an asshole from time to time like everybody else. But the way they portrayed him in a movie is like a drugging, boozing, whorehound kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Right? So just take that into consideration because, you know.
Oh, and by the way, Samuel Jackson's also in this, but he gets killed.
Yes, that's right.
He's in it for like Brian. He's in it for less than a minute, and he gets killed off.
I'll tell you what, Brian. Out of respect for Tarantino, I do not own Natural Born Killers, and I have not seen it since it first came out. He hates that movie.
I know that, and the thing is, I kind of like that movie, but because I kind of like it because of how bad it is. You know what I mean?
I've never seen the full uncut version, though. I don't think, and people will swear by it, saying it's better.
So he wrote that movie?
Yeah,
he wrote it, but he claims that Oliver Stone raped his movie.
Oh, okay.
He took his script and just completely obliterated it, according to him. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
But yes, I feel kind of left out tonight. You guys had both the Nicolas Cage and the True Romance, and those things of I've seen True Romance, but I haven't seen the Nicolas Cage one.
I surprisingly,
that's creepy.
No, I surprisingly enjoyed. I surprisingly enjoyed True Romance more than Top Gun and Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Oh, it's a good flick, man.
As a Tony Scott
I agree with the Beverly Hills Cop 2 thing. I was just giving you shit. No, that is probably.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like Beverly Hills Cop 2. Don't give me
between that. Look. I'm not like as a movie. I'm not a huge fan of Hunt for Red October or whatever, but that's probably one of his crowning achievements for Tony Scott. Or did Ridley Scott direct that one? Am I getting that one mixed up?
I don't think that's Tony Scott.
That one's Ridley. You're right. So yeah, you're probably right.
Are you thinking of Crimson Tide?
Crimson Tide. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
That I still need to watch.
Look at Runner here, man. He really has.
Thank you for. Well, that's because I'm fucking half awake. Plus, I got a dog bugging me now. But no, you're right. Like True Romance is probably his crowning jewel, Tony Scott's, and sadly, the wrong kid died. That's all I'm going to say on that note. It's well known that I'm not. I like Ridley Scott, but I love to hate him.
Yeah, I get you. But I think definitely Tarantino's writing in this does make it Tony Scott's best movie, at least in my opinion.
And I would like to quote William Friedkin, since we were just talking about Oliver Stone. Fuck Oliver Stone and fuck Alexander.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that.
I got a question though. Like, what would Romance be like if Quentin Tarantino directed it instead of Tony Scott?
Pretty much what it is. I think it'd been very close.
I mean, kind of.
Pretty darn
Maybe
close,
not as slick. I think that's the difference.
It might be a little more fast.
Honestly, like the way the cinematography is and just the directing style in general is like Tony Scott has a unique style of filming.
That's what I mean. Like, it wouldn't have looked as slick and as it would have looked more like Pulp Fiction, I bet.
Yeah, exactly. It probably would have done that, but it didn't look like Pulp Fiction, which I like.
And Tarantino is more than happy with the movie, so I doubt he'd ever do anything with it. And it's probably a good thing that somebody else did tell that story in a sense, if that is truly him. Because if it hadn't been Tony to do that, and let's say Tarantino did that movie and he'd have failed and never became anything, that would have been that movie, and he'd have been so attached to it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if he was ready yet. He needed to do something. He needed to do a Reservoir Dogs to be ready. And True Romance was just a bit too much of an undertaking.
Yeah.
And
I feel that,
Hans Zimmer's score was really fucking good too.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, he did the score
for that? I did not know that.
Yeah,
he actually used to be a composer, believe it or not.
Yeah, he used to be good.
He actually used to be a composer before he started making noise.
This is definitely one of his,
That was a fucking A-class joke.
It was good. Tom, do you want to take a minute here and
Well, yeah, before we get going, did Runner have his final movie, and then we could probably bank on ours?
I do, but it's kind of a cheat type thing.
We'll cheat away.
Go ahead, show real quick.
Because I got to let the dog out. So, shit, he's got to run.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll hold off for a second since she just laid down. So what do we talk about now?
We can still let Runner do his thing if you want.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, he's back. He's
a
runner. See, you quick. All right.
Hell yeah. So this, I'm gonna cheat here. I'm gonna show two things only because one of them is like the original film and the other's a remake, and I want to talk about both just to like get your guys's like
what. The both suck.
All right, whatever. I don't care. I actually like both of them for different reasons. I don't know how to describe it, but I think I'll say the remake. I like I know most of the people from. I barely know anyone in the original other than Steve McQueen. And then like the remake, there's like 4 actors I know in it. And I like all 4 of them. So, yeah. So then is Magnificent 7. This is the collection. So this is like 3 other movies after the first one or something. And this is the remake with Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, and Vincent D'Onofrio.
Right. Never seen the remake.
Really?
Yeah, I've not.
It's a damn good remake.
The trailer did not impress me. So I was like, I think I'll just stick with the original Steve McQueen and Yul Brynner or whatever his name is.
It's a damn good remake. Like, it is.
According to Tyrell, it says, great set, Runner. Screw the remake. I'm with you, Tyrell.
Really?
I've really had no interest in that remake.
I remember seeing the trailer for the remake, I think, when I was like younger, like back when like it like played on TV, and I thought it looked badass. I was like, yeah, Denzel Washington and Chris Pratt in a movie together. Fuck yeah. I'm sorry. If you get these fucking 2 in a movie together, you know it's gonna be fucking good, remake or not.
No, I mean, look, I like Denzel Washington, I like Chris Pratt, but just because they're in a movie together and just because it's a movie like that doesn't mean it's going to be good and doesn't mean I want to see it.
Antoine Fuqua directed it. He's a freaking good director.
He does good things, but I don't really. Yeah, I have no interest in it. The cast is fine, but I just,
Ethan Hawke's good in it too, though. But yeah. I would give this a shot if you have the time.
Yeah, I'm not going
I
to give it
would.
a shot.
I got this for less than $5 on Big Lots.
That should explain something to you if you got a lesser $5 at
I
Big
don't-
Lots.
I don't give a fuck. I got this at Big Lots too.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
That's a good set, though. The original's I've never seen the sequels, but the original Magnificent Seven is great. And I love the fact that Steve McQueen. I love the behind the scenes stories I've heard about that, where like he was sort of like the new hip young guy, and he would aggravate the crap out of what's his name? I can't remember. Is it Yul Brynner? I think it's Yul Brynner. He would aggravate the crap out of Yul Brynner because Yul Brynner was a very serious actor, and Steve McQueen liked to do what he liked to do. I can't remember the thing, but it was pretty good. Yeah, I liked it. And like Tom has mentioned before, The Magnificent Seven is a remake of a Kurosawa film. So, and yeah, Tom, I've heard that. I've heard that.
What does that mean?
Well, the original version's called Seven Samurai.
Yes, Seven Samurai, Kurosawa.
I actually love the original Seven Samurai and Seven Magnificent Seven. The remake is palatable, I guess.
I've never seen it. Never interested me.
It's basically like the original Seven Samurai is a ribeye steak. The remake is a nice roast with the Magnificent Seven, and then the remake, this new one, is a burger.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, McQueen would always try to. That was, I remember seeing that, and when you watch back the movie, you can really tell when you find out about that. Yes, but it's a great set runner. I can't speak on the
fucking score too.
Yeah. I can't speak on the remake though.
You should give it a shot if you can.
It's not too bad. It's all right.
It's not. I enjoyed it.
For what it is, it was like I said, it was palatable.
I think the cast and the director are like probably the reasons why it was decent, at least to me.
I mean, I like Antoine Fuqua or whatever his name is. He does all right, and Chris Pratt, and then, but it just adds this movie never really.
He directed Training Day.
Yeah, I know.
King Kong ain't got shit on me. I love that movie.
I thought it was all right.
But you thought it was all right?
Yeah, it's not one of my favorites.
No, it's fucking great. That's what you're supposed to say. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's all right.
No, but I did like how this, like the remake, they went from like, you know, serious at times to like comedic. That's kind of like Chris Pratt's character.
So
like
they use the Marvel route.
No, they don't. They don't use the Marvel route in this. Like the comedic stuff isn't fucking cringe. like the comedic stuff actually works because Chris Pratt, you know, that's kind of where he comes from. But I mean, if you haven't seen The Terminal List though, that's his best performance. That I would recommend, Greg, to you.
Yeah, that I do plan on watching.
You do need to watch that.
I didn't know Anton Fuqua did King Arthur with the Clive Owen. I never really cared for that movie myself either. I'll be honest. I think my favorite movie he made was with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Southpaw?
Southpaw. Yeah, I think that's my favorite one he's made.
I heard it was good.
Southpaw is a really good movie. Other than like the first like 20 minutes is kind of like, okay. And then once it finally gets into it, it's like, oh, okay.
So it's kind of like Warrior in a sense where like the beginning's like, hey,
no,
okay.
It's far from Warrior.
It's like
it's
better?
Different breed. It's a different breed.
Okay, because like
it's more serious. It's not so much about the boxing and the fighting. It's more serious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But yeah, it's a good pickup runner. And Tom, if you're ready, we can we'll do the vice versa.
Yeah. Speaking of Mill Creek. As Greg and I were talking, we're going to try and coordinate some more movies, and if Runner wants to get on this, that's up to him, you know.
Yeah, that's up to him.
But so we watched a movie this week.
Yes.
from Mill Creek.
Yes, lovely Mill Creek. and
it's a movie from 1988. He already killed the title. I was going to try.
I know. I didn't mean to say it. But
No, it's all right. I was going to try and trick everybody into thinking we were going to talk about Big, but then everybody's like, "Wait a minute, Big didn't come out on Mill Creek."
I know I messed that all up. I'm
That's
just
all
awful.
right. We're off tonight. We fucked everything up.
We are.
But yeah,
really
so
are.
vice versa,
But, yeah.
as he just said.
Vice
This was before they started doing those slip covers, because God, Lord knows, this is not their worst cover in the world. But it could have
better
used.
than the one I showed before.
It could have used, because this right here is actually the cover. They just added Fred Savage for some fucking reason and made it a yellowish background and shit. And
I don't have that, so I can't join you guys in with that one.
I know.
Anyway, the movie itself was one of a half a dozen that came out in that era, including Big, 18 Again, Like Father, Like Son.
Like Father, Like Son. Yep.
What was the other ones?
Freaky Friday. Didn't they do one in the 80s too? I know they did.
I don't remember,
This is
but
like
anyway.
70s or something.
Yeah. Like, so, but honestly, it's not that bad of a film, and it looks like Roger Ebert actually liked it when it came out too.
Yes, a treasure of a movie. I dug this, and I was curious.
It has moments of cringe, but
yeah, it has moments. I was curious. Did you see some of the stuff I saw? What I was talking about?
yes, I see a little. It's oddly. Go ahead and say what you say to me.
So essentially, like the beginning of this movie is the Santa Claus, and I'm talking about the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Right down to Fred Savage's character being named Charlie because his dad, Judge Reinhold, is a high top. I don't know why I'm saying high top. It's a high executive, and he's divorced from his mom, and he doesn't have time for his kid, and it takes place around Christmas time, and then strange things happen. So that's like similarities. So I don't know if they purposely copied that for the Santa Claus. Plus, Judge Reinhold is in the Santa Claus, so there's that. And then I thought that this was ripping off Big a little bit, especially when he goes down into the mall and starts playing the drums, and similar to like when they play the piano in Big.
Yeah, a lot of similar beats that Big had, indeed.
Yeah, a lot of similar
not just that, but a lot of other.
Yeah,
stuff
a lot of
too,
stuff, like especially like when he gets bigger and he's like going
the
out
girlfriend
on dates
and all that stuff.
And so turns out this came out before Big. This was released months before Big, which surprised me because I always thought this came out later. But yeah, so it was kind of interesting to see some of that.
Yeah, it held up pretty well. Some of the humor, I actually chuckled quite a few times. I saw this movie, I don't know, a dozen times when it was on cable as a kid.
Me too.
Because it was one of that Showtime, I swear. I remember they used a bit from this in one of their Showtime advertisements. So it was always on. It was the bit where he's dancing around or whatever it was, and the drum bit.
Oh, yeah.
But like, no, there was always, and then some other line he also said too. I can't remember what exactly it was now. I'd have to go find the whole clip. I'm sure somebody's got it out there. But yeah, no, I mean, a lot of things I remember from the movie, but it had been almost 20 some plus years since I'd seen it. And it surprisingly held up well.
Yeah, it did. I had a fun time watching it again.
You know what's honestly surprising to me is how good of an actor Fred Savage was.
Yeah, because like, even like when he's playing, the thing is when he's playing himself before they becomes an adult, you don't really quite buy that as Fred Savage, the kid version.
Right.
Because he comes off as a much more mature kid to begin with. So he does a really great job.
Therein lies the problem with Judge Reinhold acting the way he does, because that's the problem of the film. And it's kind of a similar problem that Big had, right?
Right.
Because a lot of people notice, like, yeah, he's acting a lot more immature than the kid he was playing. And that's kind of the same thing here. Like, they really should have worked a little harder on making Fred Savage's character a little bit more immature. Mm-hmm. But maybe it was just tough for him to play that. Who knows, I guess. But
as I said, like,
I wouldn't think
they have
so.
him like playing the drums and talking about metal and trying to be like a kid. But like, if anybody's that you've seen Fred Savage, you've seen him in the Wonder Years, you see him in The Wizard, you see him in Princess Bride. He comes off as a little more mature than a childish child,
Like, they should have just tried harder to make Fred go off the charts as being a little bit more You know, like had him be like, oh, he's a problem child. He's always acting out. He's always doing this to give Judge Reinhold a little bit more to play with as an adult kid. Because when he's an adult kid, as Fred Savage, like all of a sudden he's 5.
Yeah,
and it's like
that's what I was
that's
going to say.
But now Fred Savage is fucking brilliantly just slips right into the
he just like
the other side of it, right?
He like takes control, like he takes control of the scenes. Like when he's the dad with Judge Reinhold, he's the dad. He's holding that shit down. So.
Absolutely. Well, and yes, Judge Reinhold does a great job with the humor, and his timing is great. I mean, he's Judge Reinhold. But again, that's the problem. The director really needed to see this problem up front and say, look, I know it's probably tough. And Fred's a good actor. So it's like, look, just Fred, pretend like you're 8 and you're pissed at the world and you think everything is funny that shouldn't be and all that kind of shit. Or they should have shot all the ass end stuff first, then let Fred kind of watch them edit together that stuff so he could kind of learn a little bit more of like what Judge did as a kid, in quotation, and copy that.
Right.
See, because Fred was smart enough, I think, to be able to do that. That, I think, would have worked out better. Because he does a great job of imitating Judge Reinhold as an adult.
He does.
But I don't think he got enough time to see him as a kid and same vice versa. Judge Reinhold's just doing his shtick. Right?
Yeah,
that's what this is technically supposed to be. Is a vehicle for Judge Reinhold to go off and be a goofball.
Yeah.
But in turn, Fred Savage actually kind of steals the fucking movie as the anchor, like you just said, as the serious straight man, and he has the best dramatic role in the entire film, and he's acting circles around everybody in the movie.
It is. And honestly, like you said, which was one of the little cringier, creepier parts of the film, was like he literally had more chemistry with the chick that was supposed to be his dad's girlfriend when he's sitting there and she almost kisses him. So like
it plays off really kind of because it could have went in a real awkward place when Judge does the kiss, but they played it off perfectly there. Yeah. But you're right, like, and they do it works because of the chemistry there too. But yeah, we were talking about the Swoozie Kurtz character, but like again, we also noticed there was a bit of a interesting supporting cast in this. The bully that keeps bugging. Fred Savage is played by I think Nadeed is how his name is said, from Office Space. And then in one scene, I mean, she's in the background of all these scenes, but she gets one line in one scene, and it's Jane Lynch. I'm like, is that fucking Jane Lynch? Like, it is a very young Jane Lynch. It's like, holy shit. So like, so I mean, there's some pretty good pedigree. And then like some of the other guys that are always standing around and talking are pretty well-known character actors and stuff. So the cast is pretty chock full of decent actors. And I mean, yeah, again, there's some cringe stuff in it, and some of the stuff with the guys who were after the skull, which flip-flopped them in the first place, kind of, their shtick is a little meh.
Yeah,
and they kind of disappear for a portion of the film. I don't know if you noticed that too.
Yeah,
there feels like there's a much longer version of this movie.
It does, because like he's like in there threatening with that gun, and like they're not even scared of the gun. Like, oh yeah,
well, that's a funny joke bit, but no, it feels like there's a whole bunch.
Like after that, he just like disappears for like a whole chunk of the movie.
Yeah, I was like, there's a whole subplot or something here missing with those guys, and then you also notice there's certain scenes where I wouldn't have noticed as a kid, but watching it now as an editor with a keener eye. Like specifically one that stuck out to me was the scene where they're arguing and then they jump right to them swapping bodies. There's a whole section there that was cut out.
Yeah, it feels like there was some missing.
And there's a reshoot there too. I feel like they went back and reshot some of this, and that's what bothers me even more about them not working on the character play a little bit in the beginning. Because it feels like they reshot some of the beginning so that Judge Reinhold wasn't so much of a dick to his kid.
Yeah, maybe.
It feels like that. It feels like there's a few reshoots in there. If you watch it again after I just said that, specifically more so in the beginning, like and that scene too really stuck out to me. Like there's something going on here because they got in a much more heated argument.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, like
than what we saw.
because he doesn't really want to go with his dad or anything, and with the way the movie starts, other than the parents being divorced and his dad being late all the time, there's no real reason for him to hate his dad other than he's never around. But it seems like there's a little more animosity there than there should have been. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And the way he's coming off that shot, because it's specifically in that shot, you can tell because the lighting is way different from Judge Reinhold's take.
Right.
It cuts oddly to Fred Savage's take, where he all of a sudden has the because the skull was sitting there on the desk. And then he all of a sudden has it in his hand and he's jostling it around.
Mm-hmm.
There's something missing in there.
Yeah.
And Fred is all just kind of huffy and puffy. So they had a bigger argument there than what we saw. So you can tell there was some, reshoots configuring and stuff like that in the beginning. Yeah.
Now, this also does make me wonder, since Big did come out later than this, I wonder if maybe they knew a little bit about Big.
Well, that's a plausibility because, these scripts sometimes make their way around Hollywood. And if they rushed to get something similar out, that's very plausible. Or they knew they had a story that was somewhat similar, so they did whatever. Because famously, of course, none of these movies made any money outside of Big. Yeah. Let's be real. Yeah, and this one, even Judge Reinhold blamed for killing his career.
Yeah.
But Fred Savage, on the other hand, was fine, so I don't know about that. I think Judge Reinhold's career was just kind of himself, because he said it was that movie that got me pegged as being difficult. It's like, no, you probably got yourself pegged as being difficult from some of the stories I've heard. So, yeah.
Good night, Bart. Thank you once again for all your questions. Have a good one. But yeah, I mean, it holds up pretty decently. I mean, if you liked Big, you'll like this. This holds up. It's got a little bit, like a few parts here and there, but yeah, Fred Savage, and he does a hell of a job in it, and it's just actually a fun movie, So it's a good one, and I would love to see like you said, Tom, where they edit it out. If we'd ever get a chance to see what they may have done.
I could be wrong, but it sure does feel like it, just from my
now that I really do think about it, I watched it a while before you. There's probably some stuff that was edited
and
out.
It really felt like we're missing a chunk of those bad guys for, like you said, like a good half hour. They just fucking disappear.
They show up wanting to get him where the skull is with the gun, and they make that joke, and then after that he's like gone for like 30-40 minutes of the movie. Then all of a sudden they're back ready to kidnap Fred Savage.
Yeah, then they jump to that extent. Like, that's the thing. They go from like trying to intimidate him to like, we're just gonna kidnap the fucking kid. Yeah. Like, and then that's the other thing, because like I feel like there's more missing, because when you get to see them at the end in the train, like, he's having a fucking nervous breakdown, right?
Right. I feel like Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like maybe that joke, like with the gun, was maybe they were going to do that a couple times with like different scenarios.
Right, and he's just gotten to that point where he's just like, I fucking give up. And I agree with you. I think that was a running gag that they cut for time, probably.
Yeah, kind of like, I mean, it's not sort of the same, but kind of like Weekend at Bernie's, where he keeps thinking he's killed him and he keeps seeing him alive.
Yes.
And I think maybe that was kind of like supposed to be the running joke with that.
And it might have just drugged the movie on, because I'll be honest with you, a similar scenario or situation is, I'm not a fan of the unrated cut of Dumb and Dumber.
Right.
And that is because they add more shit in with the kidnappers and the gross out stuff they add in. None of that stuff adds anything to the movie. It's not funny. It was obviously cut out for a reason to begin with, and less to do with anything to the rating. It had all to do with the pacing of the film. And in this case, it might have been one of those things too. Yeah, some of the gags might have been all right, but they're like, you know what? We got to get this movie going, because the movie's already 98 minutes long.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and for a comedy, you don't want to go too long. You don't want to overstay your welcome.
Overstay your welcome. Yep. But yeah, I mean, it is the first time I've seen it for a very, very long time, and I enjoyed it. It was good. It held up better than I anticipated. And I was actually, before we started, I was watching 18 again. So that was another one I kind of liked. But this one was pretty good.
I don't mind all of them, but I would say Vice Versa's up there a little. Like, obviously, Big's the best of them. But
Big, and then this one would probably.
Then this one probably, and then probably 18 again, and then probably Father Like Son,
and then like you said, like I mean, nothing against Kirk Cameron, but he was not playing Dudley Moore. He was just he wasn't.
No, and then when you got Fred Savage, I mean, I'm not going to take the shit away from the kid. He was a fucking. You know, in a different world, he probably had a huger career if, like, Macaulay Culkin hadn't come along.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it feels like. It was like Fred Savage was on this road to, like, becoming this huge kid star. Then all of a sudden, Macaulay Culkin derailed that whole thing.
Yeah, it changed it all.
Of course, it was probably more so the fact that Fred did like 3 or 4 movies in a row that were shit, like Vice Versa,
Yeah.
The Wizard, and I don't mean shit in quality. I mean they didn't do shit at the
Yeah, they
box
did.
office.
Yeah, but I mean, we grew up with them and we loved them.
Oh,
but
yeah.
they sucked at the box office.
But he got lucky with Wonder Years, so you can't,
Yeah,
you know, he got lucky, and that Wonder Years is what got him these movies. But I mean, I think he's a very underrated actor.
I do agree.
And he got canceled supposedly.
Yeah,
I
he
don't even
did.
buy half that bullshit that I heard anyway. Honestly, I think they just didn't want him around because he's a white guy.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Until I hear otherwise, unless there's some proof or evidence, then yeah. Because no, like I feel like he was a very undersung actor at that time, and seeing The Wizard recently in years, and this now
I
again,
love The Wizard, man,
and of course I've seen The Princess Bride. I don't know how many dozen times, of course, but I mean, but this and The Wizard are the 2 movies where he gets a chance to basically be the lead. And even though Judge Reinhold gets the lead role in this movie, as we just said, I mean, Fred Savage steals the whole fucking thing.
He does, because like you said, you could tell because they try to show much more of Judge Reinhold being the kid, but then like you're really wanting like, where's Fred Savage? You know, where's he at? When's this going to come happen? Because he really just like holds down the whole movie when he's on.
That might have been more reshoots too, is where they give him more shit to do.
It might have been, yeah.
Because I mean, clearly this movie, when it was conceived, was meant to be a vehicle for Judge Reinhold. Like I said, in fact, he's even on the cover. I'm trying to remember, did this come out before Wonder Years?
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember.
Let me check real quick. As long as I actually get the actual Wonder Years.
And Little Monsters was the other movie I was trying to remember. That
Little Monsters. I have that. I got that best one, but I haven't watched it yet.
Technically, yes, he did make this before Wonder Years.
Yeah, because it says Wonder Years started in '88, so this was probably filmed before '88.
And it was released. It came out in March It came out the same month as this movie.
Yeah.
Wow. See, I thought he did that shit first. So he did this before Wonder Years. Wow.
Yep, he filmed this before. Then he probably got the job of Wonder Years from this.
Could have been. Wow, that or he just did auditions. But
he's
a good actor at the time.
Yeah,
I mean, for a kid at his age. Yeah, and it is dope. Like that's the thing is those 3 movies didn't help his career, but yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And you know the thing is, like, I was at a really, like we talked before, I'm like in the middle age where I got to see the Wonder Years and Boy Meets World with his brother Ben Savage. So I grew up on the Savage brothers.
I vaguely remember Boy Meets World, but by the time that came out, I had really like that at that point, like TGIF to me was like so dumb.
Yeah.
Like I was a teenager though, you gotta understand.
Yeah, I get you, man. Like I said, I was like right at the end because I remember watching the Wonder Years and then going from the Wonder Years into Boy Meets World.
I started it early on when it was Belky, and I tolerated Full House, and I liked Family Matters and Step by Step. But then when it got to the latter years, I kind of like, no, fuck this.
Yeah, I could see where because it went into like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and
that's when I checked out. Yep.
Boy Meets World, and I can't remember the other 2, but yeah.
And I probably would have enjoyed Boy Meets World because I have caught episodes in syndication, just randomness. It seems like a fine show.
It's a fine show. I mean,
by that point, you're right. Things like Sabrina had kind of pushed me off, and Full House at that point became like, it went from the thing that, like when you're growing up in elementary school, it's one thing, but then when you got to high school, it was like, especially when the years it got really, really,
really kiddie,
syrupy and sappy and shit like that too. It's just like, oh my God, fuck this show.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I enjoy. Yeah, Boy Meets World is actually pretty good, and Fred Savage does actually guest appearance on the show.
Did he direct a few episodes of that shit too?
He became a director too. Yeah. Speaking
what is Runner doing on his end? Is he masturbating or something over there?
He's playing with himself.
I'm eating beef jerky. Fuck
off. Pause, motherfucker. All we hear is.
I thought I was muted.
No.
Jesus.
We hear you beefing your jerky.
If you're gonna come up with something, come up with something better that isn't obvious. I'm eating chicken. I mean, I'm eating beef jerky. I mean, I'm shit.
You guys are such assholes.
I'm eating a beef stick. I mean, Then we hear the porn music in the background. He's like, fuck. Well, that's what sucks about modern porn. They don't have good porn music
They
anymore.
have good music, man. It's just hey.
Yeah, you want to fuck? Okay, let's fuck. Oh, I'm gonna come. Okay.
But yeah, man, it was. I mean, good times. Vice Versa was a good movie. Fred Savage was awesome, and he did like I said, when he guest starred on Boy Meets World, he played a pretty good role in it. He played a college teacher who was hitting on his brother's girlfriend. So
Yeah, but now as far as the scan goes,
yeah, it was a little grainy, wasn't it?
Better
I
than
love film grain,
some.
but it was a little grainy.
Well, I would say it's better than some we've gotten from Mill Creek, but definitely not up to snuff.
Yeah.
But again,
I think it was like in between a Blu-ray and a DVD is about right where I would.
Well,
put
it was clearly probably here's my thought on where they get a lot of these. Mill Creek and Kino has the same issue, so don't get me wrong. It's not like Kino does the same thing, but at least Kino usually tries to make it worthwhile. Mill Creek, on the other hand, they don't even try.
Which reminds me,
didn't. But I think they just get stuck with whatever scans they get sent, obviously. We know that for the most part. And movies like this and some of the other ones we've complained about, they're clearly early scans made for either DVD masters or HDTV.
Right.
So I don't think they're quite nearly up to snuff by far. And again, here was another one that's a victim of being probably a cable or a DVD scan, which I'm not even sure if this thing got released on DVD. I don't even remember if it did or not.
I really don't know. I know
because isn't Sony the one who? Yeah, it's a Columbia Pictures. That's the thing that's really disappointing about it, because Sony is one of the better ones when it comes to quality, and you'd think that they would care a little more, but yeah.
Oh, for which one?
Vice versa.
Vice versa.
Oh, okay.
Because they usually get them furnished by whatever they get from the studio, right? Unless they work out a deal where they're the ones doing the 4K scan or the 2K scan, you're just stuck with whatever they get.
Right.
Yeah. Sony is pretty good with that stuff, though, for the most part.
Well, yeah, that was check out Vice Versa if you guys haven't seen it. It's pretty good. Yeah. And if you want the Blu-ray, I would say probably get this, because you probably won't get another.
It's pretty cheap too.
Copy of it. Yeah,
I've seen it for like $6-7 here and there.
Yeah,
something like that. I think I paid $12 for it originally.
I think I paid $10 for mine. So, but yeah, like I just actually just bought it because I did my VHS haul where I talked about 18 again, like Father Like Son, and Tom was like, Vice Versa is on Blu-ray, and I was like, oh shit, so I went and bought it. So yeah, Marcus. I hate to tell you, but Dreamcatcher by Stephen King, the movie, it's not a good movie. It's one of the notoriously bad Stephen King adaptations. So
I didn't hate the movie the first time I saw it, but then somebody told me what the book was about, and I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what the book's about, and you see the adaptation is like, yeah, this is a shit movie compared to that.
Yeah.
But if you've never read the book and you watch the movie, you'll probably
enjoy it. The movie was all right for me. I was just like,
yeah.
So I think Frank Darabont directed that one, didn't he?
Yeah, Frank Darabont, yeah. He also did The Mist, which I hate The Mist.
That's one I could not see because somebody spoiled the ending for me.
God, I hate that.
And I was just like, you know what? After finding that out, I don't think I want to watch it, because I think that would be a very depressing ending anyway. And it turned out to be a pretty controversial ending, yeah.
Yeah, which I hate because it's not the original ending. It's not the original ending to the actual story. The thing is, like,
Stephen King, I know he rewrote the ending.
Yeah, so they Frank Darabont and him was like asked him if he could change the ending, so they came up with that ending,
or he got it with his blessing or whatever. Yeah, I knew it was something like that, but I know some people it's got big fans. Bless them. I just never watched it.
It's actually a good movie up until there, and that's one of the movies where it's like, oh, you just ruined the whole fucking thing with the ending.
And I'm not a guy who thinks that every movie should have a happy ending either. Don't get me wrong.
Not every movie needs
I'm not that guy.
I love H.P. Lovecraft, and his stories end horrible all the time. So,
but sometimes there's just things like that are going to be unforgivable for an audience, and you need to learn to read the room on that. Mm-hmm. You can't take an audience that far through. And again, I this is going off of not seeing it. And I just said the same thing, Mikey. Yeah, I don't always need a happy ending, but to me, that sounds like such a cheat that would piss the audience off. And I do remember a lot of people getting pissed when that movie came out.
Yeah, I did too. I was one of them.
Because that's how I got it spoiled, because it came at the video store and I'm like, oh, I've been looking forward to seeing this. And the girl I worked with goes, oh, I fucking hated that movie. My buddy and I went to see it at the theater, and they fucking killed the kid at the end before it, and then all of a sudden the fucking army shows up. I'm so fucking mad. Like, oh, well, thanks for spoiling that. And then as the movie was running, we had a lot of people come back pissed with that movie.
Oh,
like,
really?
they were mad.
Oh,
they're like,
man.
who could make this shit?
That sucks.
Which means, exactly as you said, Greg, that means they liked the movie.
Because it's a really great movie.
Because for somebody to get that passionate about it, right? That's my point, right? Because when somebody is upset, and this is why I don't get like all upset when somebody doesn't like something I like, but I really want to know why they don't, especially if they're passionate about it, because that means they did like something in there, but something usually upset them about it, right? Because normally if you just don't like a movie, you're just like, it's shit, I'll never watch it again, whatever. And then a lot of times people would bring movies back and like, well, that was a piece of shit, and laugh about it and throw it in the thing. And they wouldn't say nothing again. But I mean, there was people who were just legitimately pissed at this movie. And they weren't necessarily like demanding their money back. I think a few people did want their money back because I think at that time we did have our guarantee thing or whatever. But yeah, they were just like upset about how horrible the ending was. And it was just such a... And I'm just like, yeah, I couldn't say nothing else, but I understand, and I think since we had the guarantee, it's like, oh yeah, you're free to rent any of the new releases you want, it's for free. It's like blah, blah, blah.
But
make up for it.
I agree with you on that because, if you were to ever watch it, I mean, if you didn't know the ending, because it's legitimately a really good movie up until that point. And I get it, Mikey. I understand that you like it, and I agree with you. Deleted scene. I commend him for going in the direction they did. I get it. Sometimes you do got to take risks. You can't play it safe all the time. But that type of movie needed a different ending.
There was probably another way to do something like that without doing it that way, right? Like
if I remember correctly, the original ending from the novel is they hear a transmission on the radio and they set off towards it, and that's like it leaves you open-ended like that. So don't really know what happens to them. It's left in your mind.
They should have had like another major character commit suicide or something like that, maybe. Instead, something else to kind of,
The 80s rock montage.
Or, the kind of ending that probably would have made an audience happy would have like everybody was deciding they're going to kill themselves except for him because he didn't want to kill his kid, right?
Right.
And then he makes the decision not to, and of course then he's right, and the military shows up. That whole thing would be a more satisfying ending, but I'm not going to rewrite the ending for those. Yeah. Again, I agree. Not every movie needs a happy ending, but that means now that I know the ending, I don't need to put myself in that depressing position.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
it's true. Cause like you said, it's like the people who really get so mad like that and bring it back, it's cause they actually enjoyed something in the movie. And then that little part, Yep. No, that's usually when they get upset. Yeah. Yeah. So is that it for us, or did Runner have another one? I think Runner, you didn't have any more, did you?
No.
All right. Runner has quite that. He had no idea what we was talking about the last like 20 minutes. He was beefing his jerky, so
you are a fucking piece of shit.
Hey, you're my favorite, Runner.
Oh, then why did you know what?
Anyways,
well, twice already you got R&B on when I wasn't available.
Honestly, that's just like it's honestly been a fluke. It's really,
and those are just the only time I've asked him. Look, I've asked him, I don't know, 2-3 dozen times, or sent him the link, letting him know we were live and hop in if you're not busy.
Yep.
The 2 times he's actually hopped in, you just happen to not. Maybe he don't like you, Runner.
It's just it's weird. That's what I started.
I'm kidding. He had no clue if you were going to be here last time.
No, I See, I started thinking that, but I'm like, nah, that's too much of a stretch. But like, it's convenient, is what I'm saying, because like,
It's true. Honestly, it's just really like the luck of the draw because I've sent him the link like 5 or 6 times myself, and he's never showed up. But the first time, and then Tom talked to him last week, and he just happened to show up. So
no, so like after I get home, because I was hanging out with my friends like pretty late at night, right? And then I get back home, I watch the replay, and then out of fucking nowhere, R&B shows up, and I'm like, son of a fucking bitch. It's like you motherfuckers.
he just happened to
You
be free.
mother bitches.
You mother bitches.
And it's funny because like
Fargan.
in the DMs, I completely blamed Greg for the whole thing, but Tom was like laughing, and he was like, "No, that was me." I was like, of course it was, and it was and I started thinking, like, is Tom like, is he still pissed off about the whole Raptor shit?
What Raptor shit?
Remember that account that's like, it's like every movie, but it's like replaced with a raptor.
Oh no, I was never pissed about that. It was hilarious.
No,
That's just
but-
me giving you shit.
No, I know. Well, no, it was like
Oh, I'm not
weird.
like that, dude. I'm not gonna. No.
I don't mean like really pissed off, but like
No,
pissed off in a funny way.
I wouldn't even do that just to be low or blow just to be a dick
like,
either. No.
I think I made a tweet.
If I'm gonna play a prank on someone or be like goofy, I'll just whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll just make you sit through like a fucking greasy strangler.
Which
God.
you know,
I don't know
it
if
may
I can.
happen.
I honestly don't know if I could watch.
I'm trying to work on some shit with Chris Gore. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm trying to see like because that was one of the movies that spawned the conversation originally. So I'm thinking maybe we should have Chris like we'll watch that movie and then like 2 other movies that Chris recommends, and then we'll talk about them all.
All right.
Work it out.
I'll say this: if we ever get Chris Gore on the show, I gotta be there.
You gotta be with your friends that night. So
No.
But yeah, okay, we're gonna close it down, gal. Now, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Runner. Seriously, I know we give you shit, Runner, but we're glad to have you here.
And do you know the whole story about the Raptor thing though, Greg?
No, actually, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
So I saw a video of someone like re-edited the singing.
Just show him. Don't tell him.
Well, I'm probably gonna scroll through like an hour worth of stuff.
Oh,
probably.
Jesus, just go like this here.
I mean, it's probably not going to be that long, but like, I'm just saying, like, there's like a ton of
I
stuff.
might be able to find one here. Hang on.
Let me find it because probably going to take a while. That's the fucking problem.
Well,
okay, I found it.
Yeah, see, I knew it.
okay. Do you guys want to show it on stream or wait till we close it down?
No, show it. You can show it. Probably they're short.
Yeah, they're short, but like.
They're off Twitter anyway. Are you even going to be able to play it, though? That's the question.
Make sure you got your tabs closed. We don't need to see what you were beefing your jerky to.
Beefing
All
your
right,
jerky.
I'll show it.
We don't want to see your jerky, though.
Shut up. God damn it, the whole jerky bullshit.
It's going to be a new thing, Runner.
All right.
Shit,
So it all started with this, right? The singing in the rain, but with a raptor.
You need the audio.
And
it's not the same without the audio.
Okay, I gotta share audio then.
Fucking boomer.
Boomer.
It's not my fault. Like,
it's not my fault.
All right, share it, you bastard. You hear it, right?
Yeah.
My favorite one is the. Say go to their account. Oh, okay. I was gonna say my favorite one is the one with from A Few Good Men. And then my other favorite one is.
So let me get to Tom's tweet.
This guy has a whole thing
where he just puts raptors on everything to make raptors.
No. So yeah. So basically, I retweet I retweet
I got it right
hashtag
here.
like release the Raptor cut. Like I retweeted that. Tom liked it, and then he tags me in this, and I didn't understand like why. Like he says, "Damn you, runner," and this is what happened. It's like, and so
Because he took me down a fucking
like that.
raptor hole.
So then my response is why? Like
Cause
how is this my fault? And then he's like, you started
you started
it.
it.
So then I replied with this.
Because I spent like the next couple hours watching this shit, or like not hours, but like next half hour or whatever.
Hey, you didn't
scrolling
have to,
through this thing.
Hey, you didn't have to. You know what? Not my fault. You're addicted to raptors.
It's a fucking maze of balls. That's all I know. I
Like,
got some of my choice favorites here.
It was super random.
I love that. Damn it! Now I'm gonna go down a raptor hole.
There's not too many yet, but like, yeah. Hello.
I like the little look he gives.
Look. Yeah, I know. And then let's see here. Like, the other one. Like, hang on here. There's the other. Oh, there's a couple of good ones here. Actually, I'll just here.
No,
yeah.
It's funny because like the last time we actually talked, Tom, was the Talk to Tom stream.
Okay, yeah.
Remember that? And remember you were like,
yeah.
You were like, runner, what are you doing here? Have you seen that, Greg?
No.
I was the second caller, and Tom was like, runner, why are you calling me?
That is perfect. That is so perfect the way he pulls it off. Oh my god, I gotta see this one.
There's a scream? I didn't know that.
Surprise, Sydney.
What the fuck? It's best because you got the what the fuck?
I love it.
Oh, I didn't know there was a scream.
Scream 6 in New York. That's your killer.
Okay.
And of course we have the
that was a good one. I like that
the ghost one. Here's another one I like.
This one I did see.
Oh, man. The hands and then the raptor head.
This is a good one here, so I'll show this one first.
Tom, you're taking us down a raptor. Feel it dead. I like the beard.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but this here is probably my favorite one. This is the creme de la creme right here.
You want answers? Can't handle the truth. You want answers?
The way he's like,
Handle the truth.
He's mad. Yes, Mikey, that's how you relaunch a franchise.
That's how you do it, man.
Listen, if Scream 6 had fucking raptors in it, I would be all in for that shit.
That was great.
I really
love that. The way the head moves when he's swinging his arms just looks so great.
It's like because of how shit the fifth Scream movie was, just try to redeem it with some raptors or something. That would be a plus. Just go batshit crazy at this point. All right, share my screen.
Okay.
I haven't seen this one yet.
The end is inevitable.
Oh yeah.
Your kind is headed for extinction.
What the hell?
Velociraptor. That's a good
Top
one.
Gun Velociraptor. Let me look.
And some of them are just still images and stuff.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, Back to the Future.
Like Khan and Back to the Future. They're all still images, but yeah.
That is. How do you guys find these things?
He found it. He started it.
Hey, it's
Oh,
your fault for
man.
going through all this shit. Not my fault.
And I
No,
got
'cause-
work to do, so yeah.
Yeah,
No,
we got it.
No, 'cause Tom was like, "Damn you, runner," and I'm like, "What the fuck does he mean by that?" Like, I was so confused.
Yeah, people crying, laughing tonight. What the fuck? I love that one. I love that one. It's the,
That one's my favorite. I'm gonna bookmark that one. That one's good.
All right,
I
man.
didn't see that one.
I had a lot of fun though.
Now that we went down a raptor hole ourselves.
Yes. Fucking raptor holes.
Thank you guys once again
Thank
for
you for
hanging
that,
with us.
runner.
Yes, thank you, runner.
Yeah, no problem.
You redeemed yourself after beefing your jerky. So I love it. What the
You
fuck?
complete me.
Yeah, you're
Hello.
all right, man. Thank you guys, Tom and Runner, for hanging out. Hell to the chat, everybody in the chat. It was a pretty good show tonight. We had a lot of people watching. Appreciate you guys hanging with us, and the chat's awesome as always. And you know, it's that time of night. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
How you doing?
Now I want
Bitches
RoboCop
leave.
with raptors.